Sid, you fucked our Moldy. Well, if you're lonely... We're not open with that.
Hey, you fucked me, Moldy.
Hang on, we're beer lids, blah, blah, blah.
We're actually live, so welcome to Nightrain Radio. Welcome. Hey, boys.
How you going?
Hello.
Come on. Fucking thanks heaps for coming
Caught
back.
us off guard then.
I know. It was a bit of a sneaky one. A bit of a sneaky one it was.
Thanks for having us back.
If you don't open a podcast, if you don't open a podcast with a wank noise, you're not doing a really good podcast.
You stitched it. Do you know what actually I said to myself mentally? I was like, all right, in the first 5 minutes, don't talk about wanking. And here we are.
That was my dad's feedback. He listened to it last one and he goes, yeah, it was good when you got over the half an hour of wank chat.
Moving on.
Well, this goes out to Mr. Gibson. We're going to talk about wanking all night. So, yeah, you guys, we've had Feffy on twice, but you guys are the first full band.
Yeah, cool.
To do the second return. So thanks for coming back, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, we're
We
happy
just went
to
through a
be
bit
back.
of
We had
a
ball
bit of a
last time.
fucking, well, a bit of a balls up about 5 minutes ago with the live stream, but it fucking, you guys kicked some ass though, man. Thanks
was
for
fun.
playing
Thanks.
some songs
It was
for
good
us.
to, even though there was only like 5 people here, but it was good to just play in front of someone and
The first gig
rock
I've been
out.
to all year.
And
yeah.
it's the second time we've played to a goat, which is good.
Shout out to Bruce.
So
Did we
what's-
talk about the goat last time?
Maybe.
Oh, not as much as
remember.
not as much as we spoke about the goat with Hector Mainframe. They loved it.
Did they?
They,
Oh,
were
yeah.
they wrestled it. They tried to fuck it. It was great.
the best.
I said you can't fuck a goat, not on radio.
And they said, watch this!
Yeah, and then they fucked it, and that's why the goat's limping at the moment. It's fucked.
Oh my lord.
So what's been going on, gang? You guys have not been here for I want to say
2 months, I
3
think.
months.
Mm.
I've spent a bit of time with two of you recently. Mason didn't bother to show. Thanks for that, Mason.
Nice. Happy birthday.
You guys still think 2020 is shit like the rest of us?
Yeah. It's looking up now, though, isn't it?
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's looking
I mean,
up.
Jay mentioned he hasn't been to a gig. I've been to a couple. You guys been to any yet?
No.
I haven't been to any proper gigs,
Yeah, right.
but I've seen live music
Yeah, right.
where it'd be like cover bands in a,
Yep.
in a pub or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
good to have that back at least.
Yeah. What's old mate from Little King last weekend?
Oh, Ryan. At
Ryan.
the Clarendon,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Dude,
good.
That guy has some pipes.
Well, good segue. He's coming on this show next year.
He's got a good beard too.
Yeah.
Well, here's the hot tip. Here's the exclusive.
hot
I listened to some demos in his car before we played last week, and that Little King EP is sounding pretty good.
yeah,
We
I've
might get
heard.
a little fucking sneak peek.
I've heard people. Talked to people who've heard it, and they said it's pretty wild.
Because your dad makes Matt's guitars, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
And
Here's a funny story.
yeah, go on.
So their bass player that's only been with the band since the February. When was the gig at the Stag and Hunter?
December.
December. Yeah. So he's been with the band since then. So I used to live next door to him in Carrington. He was playing with a band called Animata.
I know that band. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I
there's-
interrupt for 2 seconds? Dad just messaged me and said, I'm not getting another mention on Night Train, am I?
Not another one.
Should we call Matt later on?
Other than the first 3 already, no more. No. I didn't-
go on.
So the bass player is Animata.
Yeah, the bass player was from Animata, and he used to live next door to me. And
Right.
then I heard through Dad that Matt said they're looking for a bass player, and I hooked him up because like, Jamie's a phenomenal bass
Yep.
player, and then they weren't doing too much in Animata, you know. So
I know
he's
Animata,
much
yeah.
more deserving in Little King. Nothing against Animata, but
With all due respect to
Good on you.
Animata, Little King are a better man.
I didn't say that.
Because they're recording with a different drummer too, because Josh is overseas.
oh really?
So the drummer that you guys would have seen at the gig that you played, he's living in Canada. He's found a little Irish missus in Canada, as everyone seems to do.
Yeah, okay.
So Ryan said, hey,
yeah.
we want to record. Are you cool for us to do it? And he goes, I'm not coming home. So yeah, you guys do it. So they got
Yeah.
a different rhythm section.
Yeah, okay.
And it sounds sick. Like they must have learnt it pretty quickly, I imagine.
Yeah,
Because some
I
of their
can't wait
songs are
to
quite
hear it.
old.
Are they? How long have they been around for?
Oh, a decade plus, like on and off.
Right.
Because they did the whole, we're an originals band, we're not making any money. Ryan went and just did covers
Yeah.
to make coin. That's what you do when you're a muso, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's good at it, though.
Oh, he's brilliant at it. You guys saw him last weekend.
Yeah, we were saying last night when Gibbo went to his work golf day, and then there's this cover band at the Beresfield Bowling Club, and they just played to a backing track, and it was 2 blokes playing to a backing
yeah.
track. getting paid $800. I could do that.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it bullshit? Like, I mean, I don't think that covers bands are necessarily overpaid because they do bring a crowd. But I do think heavily that originals bands are underpaid.
Definitely.
Like, I think more pubs should go, hey.
It's a crazy notion that someone playing someone else's songs is going to get paid more than someone going out and putting their heart in their sleeve and playing their own tunes, you know?
and that's no disrespect. They're buying the gear, they're learning their tunes, they're learning their craft.
Still hard work. Hard work is hard work, and they're going to get paid for it. But it's just weird the fact that original musos don't get the financial return like covers do.
Yeah.
Have you any of you guys ever considered the covers route?
Well, I've done some of it. I did it.
Like professionally?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did a bit when I was playing in Just Ace.
Yeah.
I was at uni. So I would do acoustic shows and just do 3 45-minute sets on a Sunday afternoon. But I also play in a band with Freddie, who was in Just Ace, and we played in a band called the Titanic House Band. And the caption was "Sink a Few." The Titanic House Band, "Sink a Few."
Nice.
Yeah, and we just.
I thought it would have been "Get on the Ice."
No, that was when we played in Cessna.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we did it, but it's fun. It's super fun.
I mean, we had Michelin on, and I said because Doco does covers professionally.
Yeah, so Doco played in the
as-
same band as Jamie that's in Little King now.
As I said to Doco, I said I would much rather play someone else's songs for a living than lay bricks. Like it's not the dream career. It's not the dream career of a muso, but I'd rather play Foo Fighters covers than fucking be a brickie.
Yeah.
Any day of the week. It just sucks that there's no, I guess, motivation for like originals band to go out and start doing something.
Yeah. I bet. In saying that too, how many times have you been to a local gig and someone's put a bunch of bands on and there's a original band on and they're just not enjoyable to listen to? They're going out having a good time and
originals are hit and miss. But
exactly, that's why you can't pay them too much.
And here's before we get too far into it, we've got a hat in the middle of the table today that's going to be a topic generator. So we're going to pull a bit
It's a
of
good
paper out
name
of the
for
hat.
it too. The topic generator. I like
Thanks,
it.
Sid, making noise in the background.
With your
So,
plastic chairs.
a question that I normally ask a lot of friends of mine is, at what age do you think people stop wanting to hear new music? Do you think there is like a thing where people go, I'm 40 now, I like AC/DC, I like Foo Fighters, that's it for me.
That happened to me when I was about fucking 13,
But
14.
but now you're a massive punk fan.
But now, my taste has completely changed, man. When I got to like 30, 34, 35, everything sort of just, I don't know. My taste buds changed, my music taste changed, everything fucking just...
Do you think, like, for the people who aren't massive music freaks, like a lot of us, Sydney, people who aren't massive music freaks like a lot of us, do you think there's a point where you go, righto, I know what I know, I like what I like, I don't need to find anything else? Because you guys still search new music, I assume?
I guess it depends on the person, really.
There seems to be a pretty generic thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a bowling club and you got people, say, 50 plus, only want to hear Choir Boys, only want to hear fucking The Angels. Woo!
Yeah.
Am I the only one who thinks there's
Yeah,
an age
no,
that people hit?
definitely. Yeah.
Like, who's the better singer of the Angels, by the way? Dave Gleason or Doc
Doc
Neeson?
Neeson.
So you can suck a dick.
You can
Yeah.
all fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, Doc's much better. That's a very interesting question because for the majority of people, I would say it would be once you've left your teenage years, because you listen to your coming of age songs they're your coming of age songs and then they stop. And it's only people that are into music. It's hard for us to answer because we're into
there's
music.
there's no
So
right answer because
the
we're all
five of us
music
around
dudes.
this table are music dudes, so it's kind of like...
But like, I assure you, every one of your parents have gone, oh, music was better when I was young. Well,
Yeah.
no, because you used to associate it with growing up.
There was a
and
pub
doing
on every corner, and it used to be open to all hours of the morning. There was no lockout.
I think that ties into why there's not originals bands playing anymore.
Yeah,
Because people don't want to go out and hear something new.
Yeah.
Because that might take some brain cells. That might take some deconstruction.
The
and a bit
digital
of,
world to change that too, though. Like,
oh, yeah. Why pay for a gig when you can watch it on YouTube, right?
and there's just that many new bands that are on, like, Unearthed and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that worked well for you.
Yeah.
Are you hungover like I'm hungover?
Yeah.
You played a show. Surely you sweated all the hangover, right?
Nah. Also had Macca's for lunch, and that's not sitting well.
At least you've eaten something. You got me covered. All I've had was two ADHD medications.
Back in the day, though, on the covers bands used to always chuck in an original or two. You go and see a covers band at the Stag and Hunter or the Mayfield Hotel or whatever, and they'd always throw in an original or two to try and get their own shit out there and promote what they're trying to.
Well, that's
trying
how
to do.
and bands used to be like that all the time, though.
Yeah, you don't see it much anymore.
The first Stones album was just covers, wasn't it? I'm fairly sure.
I think the first 5 Stones albums were covers.
It's just covers, and then they start playing their own songs. And
Is that really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
That's a weird thing, like, because I was looking up this recently. A lot of those earlier albums were like bands sharing songs.
Mm.
Yeah, right. And like, you know John English, the Australian dude John English.
Mm.
He went to like number 4 in Australia with a cover of "Turn the Page" by Bob Seger, but that song was only 3 years old. And it's like,
Really?
I could not imagine.
the copyright laws were.
No, they paid the thing. Like they paid the rights. But I put it to like, it'd be like Shannon Noel going, right, I might do like a 3-year-old Foo Fighters song. Like, what's the point? And yet somehow that went to like number 4.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that they just shared songs.
This is the right time and the right place.
That is weird.
But
It's great chat, Gibbo. Thank you.
Can me and Mason just do something else and you talk to Gibbo for 2 hours? This is
Gibbo.
Nightrain Radio with Hungover Gibson.
Gibbo, tell me why you got booted out of the Clarendon last week.
Oh, well, we're all having a good time. And Jaden showed everyone how quickly he can scull a beer, which
we will see more of later on.
Yeah, we'll see more of it. I've also seen it
I
plenty
would
of
challenge,
times.
and Lenny thinks he can beat me, and I don't know, maybe he can. I'm humble.
I don't think beat, but I reckon I could give it a crack.
Nobody's beaten me yet.
I'd put money on Jaden. But
Fucking hell.
Last
Second bin lid show, and it's the fucking Jaden show again.
Already.
What do you want us to say next, Messiah?
I was actually sitting here looking at the other two. I wish it was filmed because I'm like, can you fucking say something? Because
we're on camera, man.
we are on
You're
camera.
on camera.
Could you hear me
But
saying?
in saying that,
You put your belt in front of us to remind you you're the fucking king.
I am. That's my belt.
Hang on, let's get back on track.
champ?
Let's get back on track. Lenny wants to play a game. Let's play a game. Let's play Lenny's fucking
So today,
hash of topics.
So on episode 1, we went through the bin lid story, blah, blah, blah. But you guys are music lovers. We're music lovers. Let's just talk fucking tunes, eh?
Yeah.
So we've got a hack
I'd love
here.
to.
We've got a Hack the Mainframe hat, courtesy of our great mates in Hack the Mainframe.
Thanks, boys.
You guys have put some subjects in. We've put some subjects in.
What'd you get?
Gibbo's drawn one.
I got Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Yeah. First international live band I ever saw.
Really?
At the entertainment centre. So it was the night before they killed someone at the big day out.
Intentionally.
Historic.
That was the first CD I put in my Walkman.
Oh,
I
that's
said intentionally. Fred Durst stomped the fuck out of that.
First
shit.
CD.
yeah. He shivved someone backstage.
Yeah, right.
So what
threw
album?
in
What
the
album?
pit.
Significant Other or Dog Flavoured Water?
No, I think it was an EP. It was only like 3 songs. It was like an...
Oh, that might have been the Behind Blue Eyes one.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it had that, Rollin' and something else on it.
How fucking old are you?
And Jaden come and heard me singing to it in my room, and I was swearing when I was really young, and went and told Mum, and then she took the CD off me.
I remember.
Snitch.
Dog.
Did
Fucking
I?
snitch, yeah.
I remember at a very young age living in my grandparents' house. The computer was set up in a room like directly off the lounge room, so I had no privacy. And I was chucking headphones on and listening to music. And you know that Smokey song, Living Next Door to Alice? Remember the dance remix that was like, Alice?
Who the fuck's Alice?
Well, I'm sitting 4 feet from
I
my
grew up on that.
So did I. But I'm sitting 4 feet from my grandparents, headphones on, going, oh, they won't know. But I start singing aloud. I hit fuck, and my pop hits me in the back of the head so quickly. How'd you hear that? I got headphones on. You're singing it, cunt. You're very audible about it.
I thought you were setting up for another wank story then, to be honest.
Then Pop wanked me off after that. But yeah, no, Limp Bizkit were the first international band I saw live.
I think Limp Bizkit, they cop heaps of shit, but I often put on Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavoured Water.
Which is their second best album.
Is it? You reckon?
Significant Other's great. But again, it's what I got on Significant Other first.
Bin Leeds did a cover of a Limp Bizkit song once.
It's a really good story, actually. So Gibbo and I decided that we were going to cover Behind Blue Eyes. But
Which is not a Limp Bizkit song, by the way.
Yeah, that's the Who. It's the Who, but their cover of it.
Yeah.
And then, but didn't tell Mason we're going to cover it. So we started playing it at the Lass, and Mason looked at Gibbo and I and stared fucking holes through us.
Because that was probably the most pissed we've been before playing a gig.
Right,
And I sang it.
Isn't there no drums in the Biscuit version? Though?
What? Well, they were looking at me like, yeah, play. And I'm like,
Play what?
play what? And Gibbo sang it. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Dreams.
It was basically like that. But we didn't get too far.
Had the crowd take it.
Well, they're a bin lids crowd, so they would just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, right. Well, you guys,
And they still clapped it at the end.
you guys aren't scared of covers. I used to many years ago when I played in bands. We played with a band called Lights Out Berlin, who went on to become Safe Hands. But they used to finish a few of their sets with break stuff.
Yeah.
And the singer didn't know the words. He didn't want to learn the words. So the guitarist and myself learnt all the words.
Yeah.
And basically sang the song with this like post-emo band. It sounded like Thursday, the band.
Yeah.
But the singer would just walk around stage with a baseball bat with a big cardboard cutout of Fred Durst on it. And at the end of every set,
Get some ideas.
He'd just rip it up and throw it in the crowd. And the crowd went fucking ballistic for it. Because Limp Bizkit are unadulterated fun and better than they get credit for.
All right, Mason's going to have a pick out of the hat.
Mason, what was it like playing cricket in the 1980s?
Can you tell us about that story about when Booney drank 40 cans on the flyer?
What seat were you in?
How about the underarm bowl, mate? Were you there?
Tell us about the stain on your shirt, Mason.
Oh, that was because we went to Macca's for lunch, and I just wanted to sit down, have a quick feed before we got in the car, but they insisted we had to go back to the car, but still eat before we left. So these dickheads made us, 3 of us, sit in the front of the van to eat Macca's, to then just drive away anyway.
Can I?
Because we don't make things easy, man. You got to make things hard. You got to work for it.
Can I just apologise because I forgot that it was November and you rocked up and I just went, fuck, this cunt's gone full white trash. But you know what? I never thought it was a bad thing. I just went, fucking hell.
It looks good. You're looking
He's
well,
gonna stab me soon, but I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, that's fine.
You've got a bit of paper. What's the word association?
Best live band.
Oh,
The Raconteurs.
Jack White's band.
Yeah.
Did you? So, are they the Raconteurs or are they the Saboteurs in
Saboteurs
Australia?
in Australia.
Right.
Because the Raconteurs is already a band in
Yeah.
Australia.
Do you guys know that
Nobody
story?
knows
Lenny,
about.
put the microphone in your mouth, brother.
So the Raconteurs is Jack White's band, one of Jack White's bands.
Yes.
But they had a copyright issue, a legal issue with their band name. So they were the Raconteurs in most places,
Yeah.
and the Saboteurs here, right? Do you see them as a solo show, or do you see them at a festival?
Solo show. The Big
Where
Top.
at? Yeah, right.
Was it this year or last year?
It was.
It wasn't this year. Sure.
No, it was Canberra last year. We came back from Canberra.
It's end of last year.
April. No, wait.
I didn't
They
know,
must be lying.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Maybe last year.
We came back from Canberra.
Yeah.
I didn't even know have they got a new album?
Yes.
Yeah,
Last
right.
year.
That one, yeah.
Because their song, like I can't remember what year it was, but whatever year it was, their song "Many Shades of Black"
Yeah.
was my song of the year.
Yeah.
And like it was a few mates of my songs, like a few mates of mine song of the year as well. We never once thought that Jack White would write our song because that song rules.
Yeah.
And like their stuff's pretty good.
Yeah.
They I think they. Do you know how Spotify come up as like the artist of the decade?
No.
Or your artist of the year?
No.
You
Oh,
might.
yeah.
Oh,
Like your personal.
your personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, your personal artist.
Based
Yeah.
on what you listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raconteurs was mine.
Yeah, right. Bin Lids was mine.
Oh, thanks, Lenny.
Mine was Raisinhead.
Why don't we have more listens to on Spotify?
Because I'm only one
Do we
man.
get paid from Spotify?
No, Jack.
What was the question? Best live show, was it?
So best live band you've seen.
The best live band I've seen for a long time was Alice Cooper from like 2005 to...
Sick.
Hear me out. Like, great fucking live show, honestly. I know you don't like the music, Lenny, but
It's pretty theatrical.
an Alice
right?
Cooper live show is fucking incredible. You guys ever seen one?
No.
Man, it's such a cool show to see. Like, I saw him die 3 times in one show once. Like, it's just a very theatrical experience. Plus, the dude can still sing live.
Yeah.
Lenny won't agree, but
No, he's fine.
I think
I just don't think
he's fucking. But honestly, but that was taken when I first saw King Parrot and going to a live King Parrot show is a whole other experience I'd never fucking...
Yeah, they're wild.
Yeah, man, and nothing's come close to it since. Every time I see those guys, it's still that same fucking energy. And Alice Cooper's still amazing, don't get me wrong.
I think, for me, the favourite... Queens of the Stone Age at Soundwave in 2011.
Yeah.
And also, that Rack and Tears was great. But I think anytime Grinspoon live, just a good Aussie band that perform every single time. They just perform every single fucking time.
Yeah.
But
it's so weird that a band like Grinspoon, who are essentially just an Aussie pub rock band.
Yeah, just a pub band.
But I think that a non-music devotee could go to a Grinspoon show.
Yeah.
And know almost every song.
Yes.
They're just so
it's weird
so
like
infectious
that.
on the radio.
I haven't seen those guys live since like 2002 or 3. Are they pretty hits friendly in their set list, or is it?
Yeah.
Not
at this stage, yeah. I think
Yeah.
the last time I saw them was the Guide to Better Living.
They throw in. They do the hits friendly stuff, but then they throw in weird.
Kind of like Friendsville, to be honest.
Chucky, like they'll play Pedestrian off the first album, which wasn't a massive radio hit, but they'll chuck that in the set.
That was like their breakthrough single, though, wasn't it? Pedestrian?
No, the breakthrough single was.
That's how I
you
found
make
out.
Shit, I'll break you every time I see you. I'll take you. What was that?
That and Fuck Truck. Was it Fuck Truck?
Dump Truck.
No.
Fuck Truck.
Yeah. Fuck.
I don't
I need a truck like I need a fuck.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that were the two songs that got me into Grinspoon, and then I forgot about them for like fucking 15 years.
What about you, Mason?
Royal Blood.
Yeah, nice, man.
But also back when I was young and really liked like pop punk stuff, I went and watched All Time Low.
Oh yeah.
And they were actually a really good show.
Well, you're damned if you do and damned if
But yeah, that was actually a heaps good gig.
Was that a side show? Was that a festival?
No, it was their show in Sydney. They come over to Sydney. I think for can't remember what festival they were coming over for, but then they played a side show.
Soundwave.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think I've seen him at a Soundwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've played a few. You know who's a really great live band? You guys played with them, actually. Is fucking Jones the Cat.
Absolutely.
Great live band.
That harmonised that.
That's nice. That was really nice.
We've played with him twice, I think.
On a 1, 2, 3. Jones the Cat. Yeah. Because you played my birthday and you played my December stage show as well.
That's what, because we played after him on both times. And it's one of those things like, we shouldn't fucking play after these dudes.
No, they're awesome. Well, their album's coming out soon. They were meant to, they were doing an EP. They're a victim of COVID here.
They're going to slay it.
Well, they were doing an EP, right? And I had tentatively booked in their EP launch at the Family in Newey.
Yep.
And then, obviously, the world went to shit. So they've turned out doing an album. So it's turned out well for us, not so well for them.
What were gigs at the Family like? I never went to one.
So
were they in the back room?
They're basically in a sweat shed at the back of the pub.
Yep.
But
Gigs at the back, are they?
Yeah.
Last time I had a gig there was at the front of the Ducks
When it was
Nuts.
Ducks Nuts,
Yeah, man.
But
Long time ago.
you'd love it because you like the lass, right? Like a little sweat box.
Yep.
So you walk in, you get your jug of beer, you walk through the bistro, you're in the smokers area.
And then there's doors?
So no, it's a roller door.
Yeah.
And
I've seen a DJ in there once.
It's just a sweat box. But it's the fucking best.
Mooney was DJ in there.
Yeah. Were you there with us that night? When
Yeah.
Ash was in town?
I don't know if I was there, but there was one time there they had a 97 party and they had a massive cutout of Joey Johns.
Oh, sick.
And I got kicked out because me and my wife tried to steal the cutout of Joey John. She's like, we can put it in the lounge room. I'm like, fucking if we can. Grab it. Let's go.
We can put it in the bedroom.
I've got a few ticked up. So when pubs are allowed to do normal things again, you guys have got a family gig coming up. Yeah, so anyway.
Fucking Christ.
Long story short, before the world's ending, you'll play the Family.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Let's go to the hat.
So the place is falling apart.
Go the hat. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone?
Pick good.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
Flies.
kicked
Fuck
out.
Oh,
Kicked out. Have we talked? We just
Kicked
said
out.
Oh,
the
we spoke
claim.
about. So let's go around the table.
Best kicked out story.
Anytime you've been kicked out of a pub.
Fuck.
I'll start.
Yeah, you start.
So I wasn't kicked out. I was asked to walk around the block while the cops walked through the venue. So, for RSA reasons, I won't name the pub, but pretty notorious Newcastle Hotel. That small place in London near Cambridge? That place.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, do you remember when the Cambridge was...
What are you talking about?
When the Cambridge was a popular venue for rock and roll people... Yes.
Yeah. So, you can whisper to him and the microphone still hears you.
Talking quietly into a microphone does not fucking help you. So, did you guys ever frequent it when it was like just a punk and metal hub?
Yeah.
So you know how there was the TV in the corner that was the jukebox TV, and there was underneath it there was like a little coffee table.
I can't picture this.
So we were there one night. 15 of us, like blasting Metallica on the jukebox, singing along. And can't remember what song it was on, but we put this song on. And just as the solo is about to kick in, I try to jump up onto the table. It's full of glasses and empties and whatever, but I clip the table, hit the table, break glass everywhere, stab myself in the back, fuck knows how many times, rolled over onto the floor just as the cops walk in to do an RSA.
Oh, no.
and the dude I know goes, oi, get up, you got to go. I said, you can't kick me out. I'm here all the time. He goes, no. Go around the block, wait at the side door, and when it's open, you're good. So my mate Phil, thankfully, goes, come with me, mate. Walks me around the block. We get to this side of the Cambo, and next minute out of nowhere, the door opens and they just put a bottle in the door. And I just go, this must be the queue. Walk back in, and the security goes, did I kick you out? You told me I'd come back. He goes, I'm just fucking with you, mate. Go get a beer. My back's covered in blood. The fucking floor is covered in broken glass and spit and piss. And he goes, cops are gone. You're all good, brother.
Nah.
Surely you've been booted from a few, Jay.
Look, no.
Really?
Not really. Like, I tend to leave and cry before I fucking get booted out. That's the thing. Like, and even back in the day, I mean, if I was the one that got into a fight or whatever, it was always the other guy that got booted out. I was always allowed to stick around because I was generally pretty quiet.
Yeah, right.
Until I got to like 30 and then sit at the bar and cry about things that happened when I was 15.
Turned into a real piece of shit.
And hang myself from a tree in Maitland.
That happened once.
I know, I've got to get over it.
Jaden, get kicked out very often?
No, I don't get kicked out very often. I've been kicked out of a couple of places, but it's not an often thing.
Yeah, right.
I got a good kicked out story though, because there was a band on in Newcastle, and it was an older band, and I took my old boy for his birthday. Oh, Birdman. Birdman played in Newcastle.
Radio Birdman.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The Birdman, the hard-on supporting him.
Right.
Yeah, it was a sick gig.
Yeah,
so we went and watched Birdman with all these 60-year-old old punkers. It was really cool.
What venue?
The Cambridge.
Right, yeah.
Cambridge, yeah.
The guy was doing a B.
And the hard-ons
nice.
supported him.
Yeah,
I played
right.
with the hard-ons at Hombre Records,
I played with one. It's hard when you're a drummer.
I better say that.
That was good.
Yeah, anyway, so we watched them and we went back to the Lasagari, and Dad had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
And a couple of beers, and fell asleep.
Sorry, is this the dad that can beat Gibbo's dad?
This is the dad that can beat Gibbo's dad. Not that night. He couldn't have done that. So he fell asleep with his head on the table at Lass, and the bar staff had to ask me is that your mate? I said, no, it's technically not my mate. And so well, you're gonna have to let him go. So I had to call Mum and say, hey, can you come and pick up Dad because he's fallen asleep with his head on the table. Yeah, so that was a good kicked out story.
Did you ever know when the Civic Hotel, what that used to be? That used to be the Hunter on Hunter, right?
The Civic?
Yeah.
Where's the Civic? What's that?
It's a university.
Across the road from. Oh yeah, Hunter on Hunter. Yeah. Well, so originally it was the Civic Hotel, and then it changed to the Hunter on Hunter, and then it went back to the Civic Hotel.
So
and now it's Newcastle.
When it
University.
went back to the Civic, they tried to
ugliest fucking building in town.
They tried to do an originals thing for a while.
Mm.
We went there, and we said, righto, let's have a drink off, but because we're arrogant, we backed ourselves.
Mm.
So there was 3 of us guys versus 7 girls in a drink off. And we gave texters to the staff and said, look, probably not very RSA, but like we're here to have a competition. And then we got a mark on our hand every time we bought a drink. So we walked in, me and my mate Ryan, first round. Can I get 7 vodka oranges, please? Oh, who's that for? The group? Yeah. Both got 7, sculled 6, walked away as 1, and the dude just went, fucking hell, I didn't know it was going to be this kind of thing. Yeah. Long story short, drank all night. I fell asleep against the skill tester, standing up, and just like slid down, like when you throw a pickle at the window.
Yeah.
I just fucking slid down.
Pretty good skills.
Great skills.
Yeah.
They tested it, but I won. I just slid down this skill test. I fell asleep under a table, and then the dude goes, "Wake up, you got to go." I said, "No, I'm good." He goes, "Well, fucking close, mate. I've left you there for the last hour." I get up, and my mate Ryan's been pulled out from a table next to me. He's done the same thing. We walked to the Cambo. I fell asleep halfway down Beaumont, Hunter Street. I had a friend pull over and go, "You all right?" "Yeah, why?" "Because you're asleep on Hunter Street." And they let us into the Cambo still. So God bless the Cambo.
There's a good story about, I've got a mate called Benny.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Good mate of yours?
Yeah. So Josh was on his way home from the Belmore in Maitland, because they lived in Tullara, and he's driving home in the taxi. Sorry, he's in the front seat of the taxi, and there's a bloke on the side of the road asleep out the front of Tullara Lagoon. And Josh said, "Oh, look at this idiot." And he goes, "Yeah, mate, the dickhead's been there for hours asleep." And Josh cracked up, and I've driven closer and gone past him. He goes, "Oh, hang on, stop the taxi." "Why?" "I think that's my older brother. Benny's asleep on the ground out in front of Tullara Lagoon."
My brother and I used to do. We just used to try and get kicked out of places. So I couldn't tell you the amount of times I've been kicked out.
We went.
You try to.
Yeah, like if we get to the end of the night, we're like, "Fuck it, we going home?" "Yep, all right, how we going?" And one time, the funniest time, it was my brother, and I was like, "All right, we're going." He's like, "Yeah, I'll just go to the toilet and I'll come back and we'll go." And I've come back out of the bathroom. There's a big round tie table on the ground on the side. There's Keno pencils and papers everywhere, and our other idiot mate Ash sitting on a stool by himself, just pissing himself laughing. I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And Mark like stuffed all these Keno things down his paper and then just went. I just fell off the chair, brought everything with him, and then just flew papers everywhere. Security just picked him up and dragged him out, so I came out of the toilet to
that. Not my booted out story, but we went to a local dining Waterhole in Maitland after Bitter and Twisted Beer Fest one time. Everyone's got a few medications in them after their beers. Yeah. And this dude was walking around going, "You guys want to buy some pills? You guys want to buy some pills?" But he was like really aggressive about it. Yeah. So the owners of this establishment come
no, thank you, officer.
No. Like, he was fucked up too. Like he wasn't a cop. He was literally just fucked up. But he walks up and goes, "You guys want to buy some pills?" "No, thank you, mate." But we're already on him. And the owner of this establishment goes, "Is that guy is he trying to sell drugs?" And we went, "Yeah." She goes, "Right, I'll go get rid of him." So she walks up and goes, "Excuse me, sir." Now keep in mind, the owner of this establishment is off her head.
Oh no.
Talking to me, and I'm already fucked up. And she goes, "Excuse me, sir. We don't take kindly to drug use around here. You're going to have to leave." And she marches him out, comes back in and goes, "You guys got one left for me?" So fucked his dickhead off, but we all just fucked in the first place. But she goes, "That was the hardest thing I've ever had to say with a straight face in my life." "Excuse me, sir. No drugs in this establishment."
I don't have a kicked out story, but I have, and it's not about me, but it's about how he didn't get kicked out.
Yeah, Mason and I never get kicked out of anywhere. It's only Jack that carries on like an idiot.
Fucking pork chop.
Hey, we're vegans around here.
Back when I was 18 and still went to King
1962.
Street.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Look at him. He was born in the 60s. Have a go.
But when I used to go to King Street, we bought Jaden out in town after a birthday dinner. And,
selfies.
And he had a couple of beers.
Yeah,
and a couple of couplers.
Drugs.
Yeah, and
No,
just a couple of beers.
Beers.
No drugs.
No
drugs. No.
And we were at King Street, and on the second level, there's like a cage bit at the back where you can sit, and there's like cushions
in an alleyway.
And, it's like
and you can climb it and swing off it.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
I went to the toilet. Did you? I went to the toilet, and I come back, and Jaden has one hand on the roof, one hand on the cage, and he's sideways on this cage.
Pull myself up like parkour.
Like a monkey. And the security guard's looking up going, like, just really confused. Jaden looks over and waves at him. And he just shakes his head and he's like, "I don't want to deal with that." Just turns around, looks at everyone else. Jaden jumps down and gets a Tui's New, and he's the only one in the whole of King Street with a Tui's New in his hand.
Maybe that's what he thought, that he didn't kick me out. He goes, obviously this guy's just a fair income bloke drinking Tui's new. He's obviously in the wrong place. He's lost the poor fellow at King Street. He's hanging off the roof.
Have you ever found that if you disagree with them, they go easier on you? Like if they go, hey mate, you can't do that, and you go, give fuck, they'll blow up.
Yeah.
But like, I remember once trying to go to the exchange.
Of course, you know when you're doing the wrong thing, though.
Yeah. Well,
like if he would have asked me to leave, I would have said, yeah, no way.
You're never going to change their mind. But I remember once we were at the station, and for some reason I think the girls wanted to go dance, so we went to the exchange. I rocked up in shorts, and the dude goes, mate, dress code, like no shorts. And I went, righto. And he goes, is it just you? I said, well, you just let my mates in, so it's just me out here. He's going to have a couple of beers and have a bit of a dance? Yep. In you go, brother. But he grabbed me by the arm and goes, if you bird up, you were never coming in. So, thank you.
There you
go. I argued with one person at the front of a nightclub in Brisbane because I had shorts on, and we caught a plane to Brisbane.
They're pretty much longs, aren't they?
Yeah, cargo shorts.
They're slongs. They touch your ankles.
We caught the plane to Brisbane to watch the band, and we didn't want to book we didn't hotel.
Yeah.
So we'll just go out there and stay out all night. Get a taxi back to the flight. We had the red eye flight, so it was only at 7:30, 8 o'clock or something. So the band finished at 12. So we had 6 hours till we had to be at the airport, so we could hang around and party for 3 or 4 hours. Get a taxi back. We'll be back in time. I had shorts and they wouldn't let me into the nightclub, and I just politely explained to him because I don't burr up at anything most of the time. And then as if I'm Mason, but I said, mate, look, I've got to get a flight in 6 hours. I just want to come in here, have a couple of beers. I'm not going to be any hassle, and I had shoes on, a shirt on. I just went and watched the band, so I wasn't blind. I'd been running around in the mosh pit for ages. I hadn't had a drink for probably 2 hours. And he's like, nah. And he fed it to me, and then he said to my wife, he goes, I'll let her in with her shorts on. And then I blew up because it was just very inappropriate for him to say. It sounded like he was
being a cunt about it.
He was being a cunt about it, and I blew up about that. And then I got escorted off. Like, he didn't carry me, but I wasn't fighting him.
What about that time
But I got really cranky.
You got kicked out. I was with you the last time you got kicked out of somewhere, I reckon.
Where?
Last week.
I don't get kicked out of places.
Well, we didn't get let in, but you just walked in. And then, I don't know if you can call that getting kicked out because you were never in, but you just walked in. Remember that? Is that pub in Maitland? And it was after another pub in Maitland. And it was lockout. And you're like, I just want to get money out.
Yeah. No, it was after one of your things. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I don't know, but can we talk about one more kicked out story?
Yeah.
Our mate Lachlan Walsh was doing
hey, this is a good one.
Karaoke at the Hamo stage. And he was doing Bring Back the Biff. And we were all at the front just loving it.
That's not at all what the song's called.
It is if you get the Red Reagan remix.
And if you get Walshy up there in bloody, I don't know what he was wearing.
Stubbies.
Yeah, stubbies and singing it. That's how he was singing it.
That's one of Dave Gleason's best songs.
And at the end of it, we were all at the front cheering, and at the end, he's just like dancing around, and he's like, chuck me the microphone. But I was blind, so I've just fumbled it and dropped it. And then the chick's like, nah, out, you get out. And
the chick at the Hemel station who runs the karaoke, who's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Who is a sweetheart.
She hates me.
She fucking hates your guts.
Because
you Mike Swing.
I'm a notorious Mike Swinger. Never dropped it once.
Well, Gibbo dropped it.
Every fucking time though, he'll get up there and they'll tell him, don't swing the mic. And the first thing he does, swings the fucking mic.
When have I dropped it?
Never. But the point is, she asked you not to, and then you do it, you fucking...
Before, sorry to cut this off, but before, we'll go back to this.
Okay.
But she sold the wired mics and bought cordless ones.
Yeah.
And then the first time I went there afterwards, she goes, I bet you can't swing this. I said, yeah, it's cool. Fuck you. Got it. Like, as soon as there was a musical break, just fucking threw this mic over. And I just went, fuck, I hope I catch this because she's going to be fuming. Caught it, nailed it, sung the chorus, beautiful.
Beautiful.
And she goes, if you drop that, you were banned for life. I said, I didn't, but so fuck off.
While she's getting escorted out by the security guard, and then we all start singing, bring back, Walshy.
the whole pub.
I remember one night we had I think we were drinking at my house, and we went to a establishment where you're right,
Mace. A sippy cup, Mace.
Mace's doing some sanding on the side of the podcast. But yeah, Zinger and I were drinking at my house, and we went to an establishment where ladies dance for a couple of bucks.
Oh yeah.
And we went to the Cambo afterwards. I said, Zinger, do your Shannon Noel impression. And he goes, no. Like, we were in the pub for 2 seconds, and he goes, no way. And the security guy goes, you got to go. And he goes, why? He goes, fucking shit, I know, it's too loud. And then he went, that's fair, I'll see you later. Just fucking walked out.
Look, so it has just dawned on me. I have been, the last time I remember being actually kicked out of somewhere other than being refused entry was, I haven't told this story. Man, I was living in Lightning Ridge for a while, and you make some friends with some fucking weird people up there, and I worked at a petrol station, so I met a lot of fucking everyone. Anyway, I made friends with this lady of the evening, a hooker. Right. Anyway, and she's like, fucking come over and have a couple of beers at my joint after work. So, all right, no worries. So I come around, and I bought a bottle, I don't know why, man, took a bottle of Jägermeister with me. I sat there, and I
used to love it.
I fucking loved it. But I sat there and I smashed through a fucking half a bottle of Jägermeister and then playing cards with her. And the next thing I know, I'm playing cards with a hooker. I wasn't fucking her. I was just playing cards.
What card game?
You got to play poker before you poker.
Anyway, last thing I remember, man, I remember I was sitting there talking.
Sorry.
I was sitting there talking with this woman and her friend, and I remember there was a kid somewhere. Then I woke up in my fucking, I lived in a train carriage. I woke up in my train carriage, and my place was all smashed up. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Well, apparently she kicked me out, so I sat on the fucking on the footpath and cried until the police drove past, picked me up, drove me home. I got home and was angry about it. Apparently, don't remember it, so I smashed my whole room up and woke up and cried about it. So there you go.
Let's finish kicked out on a more positive note. Something where Numbers played the Bar on the Hill many years ago, and it was an all-ages show. Yeah. So to get a drink and to have a drink, you had to be in like a chicken wire fence near the bar at the Bar on the Hill. So we all got in, and some girls that we knew were in line, and they go, "Can we have a sip of your drink?" And I said, "Fuck no." My mate Colby puts his straw through the fence. She has a sip. He gets booted. Oh. And it's like she's over 18. No, you pass some booze, like to the non-booze area. Yeah. And he goes, fuck this, I'm going home. No, go to the Cambo, we'll meet you after the show. No, I'm going home. Go to the Cambo, we'll meet you after the show. He goes to Cambo. We watch like a 4-hour gig, meet him at the Cambo. He's miserable and filthy. We rock up, all start drinking. But because he's filthy, he's sitting there like with his head in his hands. Yeah. We got there for 2 beers, and the security comes up and goes, boys, he's got to go. What? Why? Oh, look at him. He's got his head in his hand. He's pissed. I said, no, he's pissed off. No, he's got to go. And he goes, you boys coming? And we went, nah. So he could have been home fucking
We can come back to mine. Where do you live? It's like, Greta.
He could have been home 5 hours ago. We said, no, do Cambo. So he sat at the Cambo by himself.
That poor bastard.
And then because he was just a miserable prick, like head in his hand, mate, you got to go, you too pissed.
Yeah, bring the vibes down. It's your turn, Lenny. Pull out the hat.
Oh, pulling that out?
Yeah. That was a good subject though. Kicked out. I put that one in. That was a good one,
mate. Yeah. You should be a regular on the show.
If we did, is it word association where you think of the first thing that comes to your mind when you do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that for this one.
All right, let's do
it. And then we can give stories. We can do stories afterwards.
No effects.
What is it?
Kicked out is Riley Reid's Instagram name.
What was the Lenny?
What was that one?
Lenny, go.
No effects is the thing.
Word. The word Mohawk.
Drugs for me.
Banned.
No effect.
Yeah. No effects.
Effects.
There's multiple of them.
Oh,
there's a couple of them.
Oh, well, no effect. I thought of Pokemon. It's not very effective.
I was at the show when Mike kicked that dude in the head.
At Nui. Yeah. I don't know how I feel.
You were there
that.
too, weren't you, Sid? Yeah, Sid was there.
So the reason I say drugs, have you seen their backstage passport doco?
No.
So they've got a full doco on YouTube.
Yeah.
That is them filming themselves, and there's an episode for every country.
Yeah.
And it's basically them sussing drugs in every country they go to. That's the whole thing. And it's great. It's really entertaining.
Yeah.
They seem like really good dudes. Like one of them gets fucked up, 3 of them hug him, they become friends again.
Yeah. Can we talk about that kick in the head story?
Yeah, man.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting to talk about. Do you know this story, Mason? Do you know this story, Jack?
Fill us in, dude. What happened?
So they were playing Panthers, right?
Do you know? I don't know if that was the Panthers show.
It was.
That was the kick in the head, wasn't it? Or was the Enmore? The Enmore, I think, from memory. Was it? Sid, was that the kick in the head? Was the you should be on the laptop. Fuck yeah.
Do you know? Yeah. Look that up, Jamie.
Sid,
I've already done it.
Sid, look it up.
Look at that.
Oh,
I thought it was Nui.
Hey, Jamie, can you put that up?
I'm going to sack this cunt, eh? Fuck him.
So
yeah,
you
I don't actually think it was the Newcastle show because they had shirts available and I was at the Newcastle show, so it must have been the Enmore, which is a couple of nights before.
So they're playing.
Mike even let the kid kick him back.
No,
yes,
They made up afterwards.
What happened was that he hurt himself a couple of days before, and he's like, "I'm really stiff tonight, guys. Can you please not try and throw stuff at me because I have to dodge it because that's no effects gig. Everyone throws it. Because normally I'm all about it, but please don't throw things at me. I can barely move my head." And a fan jumped on stage halfway through the gig and grabbed him around the head in like a headlock.
Yeah, the headlock cuddle.
Cuddle. And reaction, Mike kind of just got real cranky. He kicked him off, and he
threw his arm back, like grabbed the dude's shoulder,
bring it up,
and threw him to the ground. And while he was on the ground, he kicked him. In the face.
While he's on the ground, he kicked him in the head,
which is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing you fucking taught me. You don't kick cunts when you're down.
No.
Other way around.
But he apologised, and then he got the kid to come backstage at the Newcastle gig and kick him in the head.
Here it is.
All right.
So he throws him down. Yeah.
Oh.
And then kick.
Oh. I mean, it's a reaction, obviously, from.
I mean, in a post dime bag world, if you're on stage, you probably don't want people grabbing you.
That changed everything.
Not if you saw like that.
Did he train MMA? That was fuck. That was mad.
No, he's trained DMA.
Yeah.
DMT.
DMT.
I don't think... DMKD. He apologised. He handled it afterwards.
He handled it pretty well.
He handled it pretty well, but wouldn't you feel bad? Because I don't think he meant to do it like that. I think it was like a reaction thing.
Exactly. That's what I think. It was just a reaction to the pain and like, fuck you, bang.
And if you're in pain, you're a bit of a cranky prick at the best of times.
Yeah.
So you're working, essentially, as much as gigs are fun, it's his job.
Yep.
You got some random, like out of nowhere, someone's grabbing you on the back of the neck, which is notorious. Like,
and he specifically said to everyone at the show,
"Don't throw shit in my next door."
Yeah.
But so I think it's a shit thing to do to someone, kick them in the head or kick them anywhere when they're down. But it's a reaction that is to be expected if you've been warned.
Yeah. He seems like I've never met him. I know plenty of mates, like our mates, local resident failure toured with them.
They were on that show.
They did,
They were on that.
Yeah, they were too.
They did Sydney Nui Wollongong, I think, that tour.
And Frenzell, I think.
Yeah. But they said he was lovely, but like, much like anyone, if you're working, fucking don't get in the way.
Exactly.
Don't be a prick.
Yeah.
I like they're a decent band. Like, I don't think they're as good as everyone froths on them, but
I think there are much better punk bands out there than
I put that one in there as well because I put another band in there because I thought it was funny and I got word association from the other band I put in, but I won't say it in case it comes out.
I mean,
NoFX
definitely set a bit of a scene. And kind of come through and started something that probably wasn't.
His singing style set a scene.
For better or worse.
How many people try and copy that?
Everyone.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, did you hear the Frank Turner NoFX album that just come out?
You guys know Frank Turner?
No.
Like in English.
He's a mate of ours.
Yeah, he's
mate of ours.
We had a beer at the
friend of the show.
He had him on Nightrain TV about 2 years ago, 18 months ago or something. Anyway, Frank's like an acoustic punk. Fucking.
He's got a full band, but he plays acoustic. So he writes the songs acoustic, puts a backing band around him, and punks it up.
So him and NoFX got together and done a dual album where he plays NoFX songs in his style, and NoFX played his songs in fucking in their style. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not as good as hearing. I prefer Frank Turner over NoFX, obviously, but it's different and it's interesting to hear. And
one thing I will say that's excellent about Fat Mike in particular is he started that Fat Records and just gave so many punk bands a chance. That's how Frenzell go around internationally.
Yeah,
like
he loves Frenzell, man. Apparently, Fat Mike's a massive fucking.
I believe they're still on Fat Rec everywhere internationally at least. And he just
they keep sending us fucking copyright infringements on YouTube.
Well, we'll stop using their stuff.
Oh fuck them!
What did you do? What?
We got the okay from them, but like we
get pinged on YouTube for using
for the Frenzell stuff.
So not just Frenzell stuff. We got pinged for Gay Paris, even though we had permission. We got pinged for Hack the Mainframe.
The band members say but like the YouTube.
It's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah,
though,
I know. But the YouTube algorithm just picks it up and goes, nope, no.
Fucking computers.
So we've got to go to the guys and go, hey, so
Fuck the system, man.
I said that the robots. Alex Jones, man.
Dude, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones told us about
There
this.
goes my hero.
Jay's pulling the topic.
Yeah, I'm pulling all right.
You better pull out a topic that says Alex Jones on it.
Oh, there we go.
Alex Jones.
Meso, would you rather?
Oh, yeah,
All
mate,
right,
so-
for the next half an hour, Mason Brett.
No, there's just a couple of different things.
He's prepared too.
Hypothetical questions.
Mate? You got questions ready to rock and
I
roll.
appreciate that
He's
I
got the
appreciate
notes
that you've come here prepared to ask
So
us
the
questions.
first one is the regular, and then there's a couple of different ones.
Yeah.
But the first one is: would you rather sit on dick and eat cake, or sit on cake and eat dick?
Oh, that's a good question. Can I? I'll go first. Look,
I mean, cake-
honestly, man, I'd much rather a dick in my mouth than a dick in my ass.
Yeah,
I've had some terrible shit in my mouth. I've smoked cigarettes. I pull bongs all day. I drink stupid amounts of alcohol. I put terrible things in my mouth. I would, putting a dick in there would be an upgrade. So I'd sit on the cake and suck a dick.
Yeah, I don't think that a cake would split me, so I'll sit on a cake and suck a dick.
But what about the cake's going to waste?
It would be the best cake you have ever had.
Would you rather
in
waste
your
a
life.
cock or
The
cake?
best cake
Like an
ever.
ice cream cake. Or
Like
also, the cock would
the
go to
best
waste.
one.
The cock could go to waste too.
I've got no shame saying I'd rather sit on the cake.
yeah, I'd much rather a dick in my mouth than my bottom.
What about you boys?
Me? I don't know, man. Normally,
How big's the dick?
Normally, when I put things in my bum, I get
Doesn't
hemorrhoids.
matter, in
so-
my opinion. It's
I would hope either way that's the same size.
it
as
could be
mine.
Lenny's or it could be Sid's. It's either way. It's not going inside of my rectum.
I want it to be small. And
I think that's
Yeah,
pretty
man.
good. Yeah, you'd
I
rather.
want it to be
eat a
small and I
dick.
want it to come really quickly.
Yeah. That's the next one. That was an easy one. It was a general consensus.
Yeah,
You're
but
not gonna enjoy
taking the
any
shot in
part
the
of it.
mouth's a whole other fucking story, though. That's. I mean, is it like to ejaculation or is it just for a bit of?
No, it's a finish.
All right. Yeah, well,
Still.
yeah.
If you sit on the cake, though, you get no enjoyment out of any of it.
Yeah.
At least if you eat the cake, you
That's
get a
true.
bit of enjoyment.
That's true.
What if it's like dick in the mouth to finish, or just sit on it for 10 seconds?
I still reckon it's dick in the mouth till finish. Why? Just because
Sounds like you just want to suck a dick.
sounds like I don't want me
Look,
arsehole.
if it's only honestly, if the choice was
So
only
what?
10
So
seconds,
what if you did?
I'd have to go against the 10 seconds because if I felt like it was going okay and I was enjoying it, I wouldn't want it to be done in 10 seconds, especially if it's in my bum. I'm not going to come in 10 seconds.
Well, that's where
In my bum anyway. Like, other way.
How do you know?
that's where the spot is from.
Doesn't matter.
From
We
all
can.
reports.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
If you've never
okay.
How do you know if you never tried it twice?
Yeah.
I have it on good authority. It's good up there, but I don't want to know.
All right. So you have to have sex with with either a girl or boy, whatever. With
Are you saying they're
What about the other
two-
genders?
Are you
Two
saying
of
they're
them.
the only two?
What about
two
the
of
other
them
genders?
With the combined
There's more
age
than two genders.
of 30. What ages are you picking?
Oh fuck me!
Are you going illegal, or
No, I mean,
legal
it's-
and really illegal?
It's got to be. Oh, fuck me.
Sid can answer this one. Sid.
You're up. I mean, sure.
I refuse to answer this question.
Surely,
I'm out.
Yeah. Plead the fifth.
No, fuck it, I'll do it. Surely 15 is the answer.
Yeah, but that's 2 sentences.
It's illegal.
Yeah, but twice. So if you went like
Mason.
anyway, if you went legal and not illegal, it's only 1 sentence. Obviously, it's much worse.
Yeah, but I think I'd rather be known as a dude who fucked 2 15-year-olds than a dude who fucked a 2-year-old.
I wasn't expecting you to go 28 and 2, but either way, like,
That moustache says otherwise.
Mason, next time we do a podcast or any kind of live appearance, can I proofread what you're going to read?
Actually, I'll read Mason's.
Could you-
I'll read
I'll-
Mason's.
no, I don't want.
I'd like to formally apologise on behalf of Bin Lids, but that's fucked up, man. Those first 2 questions are really bad.
The next
Actually,
one's probably worse.
no,
Well, don't say it.
I've got.
I've had enough, mate.
give it
I'm
to us.
proofread.
Throw it at us. Do it.
I've got Mason's next question here. What is your favourite hate crime and who do you like to do it to?
No.
Why did you send that one?
Why'd you say that to us, Mason?
Why did you?
Well, you
Mate,
sent it.
Oh,
dude.
sorry.
I got a text saying.
Anyway, my answer
So we are answering, are we?
Oh, we're going to answer that
I'm
one?
not answering.
My favourite hate
hell of
crime. Who to do it to? Oh, fuck.
So look, it might be frowned upon, but I'm going to say 2 15-year-olds.
Okay. Fair.
All of it's frowned upon. So,
How
It's
the
most
fuck is
definitely
this a
frowned-
conversation?
Anyway, we draw from the hat.
Draw
Yeah,
from that.
please, draw from the fucking hat.
I reckon there should be a section in this that's just cut for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is cut, and that is whenever Mason speaks with that shit.
Draw that mustache changed
We'll
you,
come, back
man.
to, we'll come back to that one.
What is that one?
The words aren't complete. Okay, so it's a band one. Just System of a Down. Anyone like System of a Down?
I like
I
that
like
band.
them.
You ever
No.
see them live?
Don't like them.
Never
No?
seen them live.
No? Mesa?
I haven't seen them live. No.
You've seen them live.
I've seen them live twice. I saw them back in 2002 or 3, A Big Day Out, and it was awful. Hated it. Fucking hated them. Didn't like them at all.
Because they
though
were
back
shit
then.
that day.
They were awful. It was a terrible show. I mean, there's footage of it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
and they sound
General
fucked.
V filmed the whole set. That was shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't a fan of anything past kind of. I liked Korn, and that was probably the end of it. Everything before that was what I was into. Didn't get past it. So I went and saw System of a Down at Big Day Out and thought it was shit because my mind was already made up. Anywho, seen them fucking 12 years later or something after I became a fan and fell madly in love with Serge Tankian, and the show was incredible. Fucking so I don't know if it was because of me or if it was because of
That Big Day Out show wasn't fantastic.
it was awful, but my opinion of the band overall had changed entirely. I fucking hated Chop Suey and whatever else they had out at that point, and it just wasn't my cup of tea, man. So when I seen them originally, the show just fucking sucked a dick. Then I seen them again and I loved it.
Well, the funny thing about that band is
I
that
had diarrhea that night in the fucking show. I missed the last 3 songs because I nearly shit my pants in the fucking mosh
Yeah.
pit. It was the worst.
When
The
in
fuck?
high school, everyone used to love them, and I never liked them.
no,
I just never liked
Same.
it.
I
I
didn't
loved
like
them.
them.
I loved them because they were metal, but they weren't just like fucking bro metal. Like they weren't like look how tough we are metal.
Yeah.
I like them for like an angry, like if you all got the shits and you can put, I forget what album it is on.
Toxicity's there. But
Yeah, put Toxicity on real loud when you're angry.
I listened to that in full yesterday. That's why I wrote
So I
it down.
can't handle his voice.
I love
I love
Serge's
it.
voice, man.
Really?
Love it. Have you heard his solo stuff?
No, why would I?
It's good, man. Honestly, I prefer.
In his defense, it's like that voice bit without the riffs. You're not really selling
I
it.
just want to highlight that voice that I don't like.
He gets a bit wanky. His second album, I can't remember the name of it, is all electronica, basically. So it's completely different to anything.
Oh, that makes it better, yeah.
Yeah, so
I love electronica.
There's a couple of decent songs on it that kind of get rocky, punky, kind of, but still got that massive fucking electric thing to it. And then he went back to that punk thing, but everything that he does sounds better with Darren, in my opinion. I think the pair of them. I mean, what was Scars on Broadway?
Yeah.
I thought they were great as well. Darren and John's band, great band. But I thought both those guys definitely sound better when they're together. You know.
The funny thing about that band is the drummer has outed himself in recent weeks and months as a notorious right-wing
He can't
Trumper.
say outed himself. The dude was never hidden. Like he was just.
Well,
he's
it's-
always
it's-
just been a Trump supporter.
It's become common knowledge. But they just released 2 new songs, and the internet went, "Oh, but Serge is left and the drummer's right. Like, how are they getting along?" It's like because they're adults
Yeah.
and they can have
Exactly.
different
But
opinions.
you're not allowed to get along anymore in the world.
no.
No one's allowed to get along.
Jay.
You're not allowed to have differing opinions.
You have to listen to 2 songs for the rest of your... No, 1 song for the rest of your life on repeat. But you only have to choose from...
This is a good would you rather. This is much better than yours,
Mine's,
mate.
mine's
Pussies.
You have to choose from System of a Down, Chop Suey, or Verve, Bittersweet Symphony.
I was about to say Bittersweet Symphony. Oh, Chop Suey.
I'll go the Verve, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Verve for me.
I feel like Chop Suey is one of those songs that you listen to in a certain mood, where Bittersweet Symphony, you don't listen to it in any mood. So it's more versatile.
I think Bittersweet Sympathy. I might rather.
It's a good song. I don't know why you
I
don't
would
like it.
much... But if you said that I had to gouge my eyes out or listen to... My least favourite song in the world is Love Shack.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Love
That's
Shack.
my least
But you-
favourite song.
Baby Love Shack.
But you know what's
hate it.
worse?
I hate it. I hate it.
Rock Lobster's worse. Like B-52 is a fucking shit.
Rob
fucking great. I love
Lobster's
Rob
a
Lobster's
mad song.
bad, but it's not as bad as Love Shack.
Before we
Love Shack, baby.
I got a question. Jay, how do you... How do you remember years so easily? Like
What do you mean?
I'm the youngest out of all of you, and I still don't know what year I finished school. And you remember years like it happened yesterday. Like, I remember last time we spoke, and you just remembered like the year of the grand final you went to, and then who scored in what minute. And I'm like, what the fuck? I still don't even. I've been thinking the whole time, what year did I finish school so I can think of a year? I still can't fucking figure it out.
I know pretty well what year albums were released, and that's kind of how I base it.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know how you do it.
I used to go by tours and football. Those are the two things. What bands I seen that year and how the nights went.
Do you remember the 4 years that I've seen Gunners with you?
Yeah, 2007, 2010, 2013, and 2017.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know how you
I've
do
been
it.
every Gunners tour since 2007 in Australia, so it's only been fucking 4.
Oh, speaking of kicked out, let's go back to kicked out.
You seen the guy when they had their foot guy? No, Buckethead.
Bumblefoot.
No,
Bumblefoot.
Bucket had left. He left in like 03. There's another year for you. So Buckethead left in 03 or 04, and then Bumblefoot replaced him like the week before they played a show in New York for the first time in like 5 years. At the Hemisphere.
Chinese Democracy, he come in at the start of that.
Kind of, yeah, man. Like, so this is in 2006. In the May of 2006, they booked 4 shows at a club in New York. No one knew who was in the band. They knew that Buckethead had gone. No one knew who was playing drums or anything. They knew Axl was there.
I'll rip through it now and take Guns N' Roses out of that because we're already on it.
Anyway, the point is, man, Bumblefoot, who was a fucking terrific guitarist for Guns N' Roses, joined the band apparently about a week before that gig and had to learn the whole set list. I mean, the dude's a fucking killer guitarist, so it didn't take him much effort. But the point is, man, that era of Guns N' Roses was my absolute fucking favourite. Was that my point? I can't remember. I've smoked.
No. Mason asked like how you remember what year stuff.
Oh yeah, that's how I remember. something to do with.
I've got the next. I've got the next card out
really
here.
good short term as well, obviously.
Yeah, man. The short term. Since I started smoking pot, my short term memory sucks dicks.
Hey,
it's the fucking worst.
Hey, tell the boys how you forgot you were eating a banana until you realised you were eating.
I think I did last time, didn't I? Tell you
Do it
that?
again. It's the best.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got stoned and gave my son a banana. I thought I did, but I don't know. I'd never know what happened, man. I was too stoned.
So
I brushed my teeth twice yesterday because I didn't realise that I brushed them the first time because I was pretty baked.
Jay's sitting on the lounge. His little kid asks for a banana. So Jay goes and gets him a banana, and kid goes, I don't want it. So Jay's eating a banana, and then halfway through goes, oh. Where'd this banana come from? And his wife's like, you just sat there and ate half of it.
I've got the next card. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
I put this in for you, Jaden.
Did you?
I put this in for him, you fucking liar.
Why'd you put it in for me?
Because I think I have to assume you love him.
Yeah, I love.
Speak into the fucking microphone, please.
I love Nirvana. I had
Don't impress
it was
me.
almost like it was I think obsession when I was in early high school.
So how old are you now?
I'm 28.
28. So
and it was
you weren't around when
No.
Nevermind came out. So
No.
at what age did you hear Nirvana for the first time?
super young. Dad loved them.
Right.
Dad loved Nirvana. My uncle loved Nirvana, and we had Dad had a tape of Unplugged.
Yeah.
In his work unit, and we had a VHS recording.
So wait, was that your first Nirvana experience? Unplugged, not Nevermind.
Unplugged.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Unplugged was my first. I used to put it on. Dad used to put on Unplugged on a tape recorder for Mason and I to go to sleep.
Yeah, right.
That was just
That's
like
awesome.
that was a lullaby.
Yeah, man.
Was Nirvana Unplugged?
'Cause they're-
I got goosebumps.
I think a lot of parents
talking
do
about
that, man. I've done that for my kid when
I
he
got
was little.
goosebumps talking about that because Nirvana is the first band that I ever remember watching, and I remember watching Nirvana Unplugged on VHS as well. And I don't know if because
The old Live Tonight sold out. That was the
that's reading. Live Tonight sold out.
no Live Tonight sold out was
Reading.
was a compilation of different.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I do
performances,
have that
yeah.
on DVD as
That's
well.
got the one with where Kurt got fucking punched in the back of the head by that security guard. Remember he jumped in the crowd
Didn't he?
Yeah.
during
And
Love
he
Buzz?
played Love Buzz.
And he
Yeah, man,
smacked,
yeah.
he smacked him with a guitar a few
He
times.
fucked him up with the guitar.
Yeah, man. He punched Kurt Cobain, just fucking fed him
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the
I
guitar.
remember seeing that quite a bit.
Yeah, so that's our first introduction to Nirvana. It's my first band I remember watching.
And Nirvana was a big influence for you to get into music.
Yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the influence.
People gave Kurt a lot of shit for his
influence.
People gave him a lot of shit for his lack of ability when it come to guitar, man. But that dude wrote some fucking riffs, man.
He wrote pop songs, mate, and they were incredible.
Yeah. He got people interested in playing instruments. It was awesome.
You just put balls behind pop songs, and they fucking sounded great.
Yeah.
Like, they're repetitive, they get stuck in your head. They're a glorified pop song.
It's exactly what Vinlid songs are. Or any songs that I've ever fucking written.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we're going to hear some of your pre-Vinlid stuff soon.
Yeah.
But let's go more Nirvana. So, Gibbo, you're a big fan?
I've been thinking this whole time, could we recreate something like Spicks and Specs?
Yeah.
We could.
What the fuck?
I reckon Jay would be really good on it.
Spicks and Specs?
Yeah.
I think I sound like twice.
I would love to film a question day one day.
We can do that.
But Nirvana?
What was the
Here's
question?
a question.
Yeah.
Do you like Nirvana?
I do like Nirvana.
When did you first hear them? Well, Mason, fuck you, Gibbo. Mason, you're even younger.
Yeah.
How did you hear? Like,
How old are you, mate?
We just heard this. They're brothers. They're in the same house.
Yeah, but like...
Meso, how old are you?
24.
Fucking hell.
I'm sick of this.
Yeah, the same.
Your dad
from
had
when
a
we were
tape.
younger.
Did you ever get him put to sleep to Nirvana?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, not sure if Jaden said anything like that, but
I forgot that we just discussed it.
But in saying that
So
though,
back to me.
when I was growing up, like it was obviously there when I was really really young, but coming through, I didn't listen to it hardly as much as Jaden did when he was younger.
Do you think it's cool that Dave Grohl played the exact same drum beat in every song?
Yeah. Yep.
He fucking didn't. Dave Grohl was...
Wash your fucking mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Man, Dave Grohl, one of the greatest fucking drummers in history.
He's
in my
great.
opinion. He's fucking the best. Less repetitive than Matt Sorum's the
If
fucking
you-
worst.
if-
Da-da-da-dum.
If
Yeah,
you
and
don't
Teen
like
Spirit
Dave
is their
Grohl
best
so
song.
much, why do you try to look like him all the time?
He stole my look, the cunt. I've had long hair since I was young. He's new to the game.
He had the hair down to his bottom back in the day. Remember that?
I haven't
He's in
got
Scream.
the gums that he's got. He's all gum.
Yeah, you're all teeth, so.
That's true. I got extras. Hey, Gibbo, no one's asked you. Do you like Nirvana?
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, you're right, Gibbo, you do your own thing, man.
He's
You're
tweeting.
right.
It's all. He's playing Among Us. It's all good.
I was trying to Google it. But the bass player lives off the grid now.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
He was in that band Cake for a while. Was he in Cake? You know, like short skirt, long jacket, those kind of songs?
I don't know. No.
I'm certain he
Really?
was. Yeah.
Sid.
Jamie, get on it.
Was
Jamie, get that up.
Was Chris Novosolo on in Cake?
I'm certain he was in the band Cake.
Did he sit on a cake and suck a dick?
Was when Dave did that Sound City documentary, and Chris played with Dave, Pat, and
The woman.
Paul McCartney,
And that woman. There was a woman.
Stevie Nicks.
Was it Stevie Nicks?
Didn't they play the Hall of Fame with a rotating lineup of singers?
Yeah, they did that too.
And that was Dave, Pat, and Pat
And Chris,
Pat
yeah.
Smith
And Chris, yeah.
and Chris, yeah. But
Chris couldn't make it.
Chris was on a Foo Fighters album. He was on the Wasting Light.
Yeah, he should have. He did. I should have known
Yeah.
because the song kind of refers to Taylor's overdose,
Yeah, right.
and then so I think I've watched. I don't know. Don't quote
It's on
me
the back and
well,
forth.
You're gonna have to
It's
quote
on
me
that
on this
back and
because it's
forth
recorded.
doco.
It's on back and forth because
Yeah.
I think that song might be referring to that he should have known that Taylor was going to do something silly like that
If he'd
because
seen it before.
he's seen it before.
Are you a big fan of like band docos like that kind of thing? Like,
I love it.
They're
Yeah,
a bit of an expose into like the behind the scenes that
yeah,
you might not want to see, but it's cool to see.
yeah.
Like Some Kind of Monster was a fucking eye opener.
I liked it, man.
That
I
made
loved
me
it.
not like Metallica.
Yeah,
I just thought they were just whinge and
a
dicks.
lot of people felt
Honestly,
the same, man.
I
A lot of
went-
people felt the same.
I
Sing
went,
every
Fucking
Metallica.
left the band.
I went into that movie like expecting to walk out loving Hetfield and
Yeah.
hating Lars, and it was the exact opposite.
Actually, good story about documentaries like that. It Might Get Loud.
Oh yeah, great movie.
And it was The Edge, Page,
And Jack White.
And Jack White. And I went into it because it would have come out. I was only young.
Did you come out a massive Jack White boy?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Because Dad was like, listen to Led Zeppelin when I was young, getting in
Yeah.
playing guitar.
Yeah,
And it started. I loved Led Zeppelin. Still love Zeppelin.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go on this because Jimmy Page is in it. And that's what this band I listened to. And I knew The Edge was in it and I didn't think much of him.
Yeah.
But I went into it and then I come out of it thinking that Jack White is fucking god.
Oh, I love musos who love music.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like there's musos who that's very much their job. And there's musos who fucking love it. Like, Dave Grohl looks like he loves music.
Yeah,
Jack White seems like he loves music.
There's an article that I read on a music website. And it's like, why is Jack White in so many bands? Jack White's in so many bands because he can't keep himself busy enough with music because he loves it. Same with Dave Grohl, same with Josh Homme. All those dudes that are in 1,000 different bands because they just want to explore different avenues because it's all they love.
The story of having like a little shitty single bedroom and having like a mattress pushed against the wall because there's 2 drum kits and 4 amps and blah, blah. It's fucking excellent.
Yeah.
The best part about that movie is when they're all like jamming at the end.
Yes.
And like one of them's holding down the rhythm. One of them's doing lead, and Edge goes, "Oh, listen to this pedal."
Yeah.
Because all he knows is like 1 note, but let's put 17 effects on it.
Yeah. I think that was so good about that documentary because Jack White's saying that you don't need any kind of extras. You just need the guitar. And then the next scene, they cut to Edge, and he's like, this is 27 effects to get one good sound.
What about fucking Jack White building that guitar in the cow farm?
Yeah.
What, bit of wood, bit of wire in a bottle?
Yeah.
I love that opening scene. I think it's that movie.
That is the opening scene, isn't
it? Where he's playing piano, but he's teaching the little kid. And he's just like, and when you get into it, you make you get the ladies impressed, and you kick the chair back.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
He just seems like a dude who loves music.
Yeah. He plays that song he's up in the attic of that house, and he's put the recorder on. He's like, Spider got 8 legs. Ooh, I got 2.
What was it? Him and Meg were married, weren't they?
Yeah.
What they tried to say they were brother and sister?
Yeah, they started to say they were brother and sister, and it makes sense now because they didn't want it to come out in tabloid magazines, Jack and Meg split.
Yeah.
They didn't want it to end up being like, I don't know, what's a power couple? They didn't want to be a...
Tom and Nicole.
Yeah.
Cruz and Kidman.
Yeah.
They released a...
But that's what ended up being... Yeah, that's what people like that, and it's always in the tabloid magazines, they wanted people to focus on their music, and they thought if they were brother and sister, people would just assume that they were just all in for the music. They didn't need to worry about the political relationship side of things.
They did this cool thing. They released a best of, and they released that with a DVD. And the DVD was them basically... It was a tour doco, but instead of filming the shows, they went to like a retirement village in every town and just played for old people through the day before the actual show.
That's cool.
And the old people fucking loved it.
That Under Great Northern Lights.
Under the Great Northern Lights somewhere, yeah.
I think I've seen that. Yeah, and he plays in a car park. Has he played in a car park?
He plays on a bus.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But the cool thing is, he also said he always wanted to challenge himself. So because he goes from guitar to piano, he goes, right, well, last night I
puts it further away.
Yeah. It's fucking cool,
and has picks on his amp instead of his mic.
A friend of mine that I worked with...
B, Lenny, please.
My good friends that I worked with, she and her husband went overseas, and I think that she didn't know that she found out she was pregnant overseas.
Right.
And they were like, they were in, is it Memphis? Is that where Third Man Records is? Is it Memphis? Tennessee? That's the same place.
Right,
it's in Tennessee,
So, yeah. Not very good with geography.
I'm really good at it.
What year was it, bud, Jay?
So she was really sick, and she had really bad morning sickness, and she sent her husband out. You just go and drive around. And he's like, I'm just going to go check out Third Merns, just go sit out the front. So he drove his hire car and sat at the front, and a limo pulled out, and Jack White got out of the car.
Yeah, right.
I was like, that is the coolest fucking story. And she was like, that dirty on herself and this bloody baby that made her sick because she didn't get to see Jack White.
Yeah, right.
But when Jack and I went to see the Raconteurs, and we spoke about it afterwards on the way home, that when he walked on stage, it was like, it wasn't like, that must be fake. It must be an imposter.
Yeah, right.
Because it just felt so surreal, because there's not very many musicians that I would... If I had to meet someone that I would be actually starstruck, like proper starstruck, like these guys, these people are on another level.
Yeah,
Jack White is one of the very few that I feel that way.
I think I'd be
the same thing happened with me when I first saw Gunners, man. I was standing there going, this is just insane.
Yeah.
This man that I'd only ever seen on a fucking TV or on photos for 20 years.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's right in front of me. I'm right in front row, and Axl Rose is right in front of me. I'm like, this is just fucking surreal. It's insane. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing someone you've looked up to forever.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I don't think I'd be starstruck with Jack White or like that. I think I'd be like, this dude seems like pretty cooler than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
What do I say to not look like a flog here?
I think I mentioned it last time, but my friend, when he was doing Splendor, my friend was walking down Melbourne and he was at a cafe just having a coffee by himself. And he was like, holy fuck. And all he did was just walk up, shook his hand, said thank you, and walked off.
Jack White?
Yeah.
No, you never told that. That's cool.
Yeah. Jimmy G.
Yeah, right.
Jimmy G. So was that.
What else?
You're a wrestling fan and whatever. How were you when you met fucking Jericho? I mean, I know it was a bit of a crazy situation, but were you starstruck at all?
Did
then?
you meet the GOAT?
Did we tell you that story?
Yeah.
No.
I thought we told him that story.
Everyone knows the story. I told it last time.
You know the story, yeah.
So
On the podcast.
That's how you
did
got backstage.
Yeah, Gunners.
2010.
I had 2 backstage passes for Guns N' Roses,
Chris-
and my wife and I were going back because
And they can't
she was
stop
only my
me.
girlfriend at the time, but I thought I had 3 passes. I only had 2, so I told him to get fucked, and
Yeah.
I'll meet him outside later on.
And I said, no, fuck that, I'm coming.
Basically, he saw that Chris Jericho was standing part of the group with us
Yeah.
because he'd played a gig the night
Because
before or something.
he
and
was in
Fozzy.
Yeah,
in the mosh
Fozzy,
pit.
yeah.
He was straight up in the Gunners.
He was
mosh pit.
blind
would
drunk.
be, man.
Lenny come
He
up to him
would
and
be.
starts fucking. He just said to him, "Hey, fucking cool show last night, man."
Good gig last night, man.
Lenny wasn't
Loved it.
there. Lenny wasn't there at all.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
So Jericho
I would've
loved
done
him
the
and
same.
fucking just.
'Cause
You
everyone-
can't come back, man.
That's cool.
Everyone's going, why do Jay wrestling? And I went, hey, Fozzy, man, good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you liked it, man.
I've
I get backstage
I've
with
heard
my
nothing
wife
but
getting a
good
drink. I turn
stories
around,
about
this cunt's
him.
standing there. How the fuck did you get here?
Just drinking a beer, Jericho.
Ah,
gave me.
Jericho.
You met Chris?
That's sick.
Then he gave him a
That's
smackdown.
so sick.
Yeah, and then I choked him out.
I've
He
heard
done a
nothing but good
suplex.
stories. A friend of mine does. He goes on the Jericho tours, the cruises. Sorry, the
yeah,
cruises.
yeah.
The
Have you seen the fucking
Rock and
cost
roll.
of those?
yeah, like, they have like Aussies on there, man. They have wrestling during the day and they have bands at night.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
choice,
right.
but fucking hell, they're expensive.
What is it?
And
So-
it's a wrestling and rock and roll cruise.
Wow.
They have
So-
bands at night time, and not like shitty bands that you don't know of. They had fucking Ozzy Osbourne. I think Gunners were on. The Slash has been on there.
Slash has been on it, yeah.
Slash, not
Slash,
Gunners.
not Gunners.
Yeah,
But like,
But Rose Tattoo have been on it. Fucking.
he gets like a lot of
Twisted Sister, I think.
mid-tier like rock and metal
Right.
stuff. But it's like 4,000 American for like the shittest room on the boat.
Yeah.
And then they post all the menus beforehand. Oh, you want the most basic of beers? That's $16 American.
yeah.
Like, fucking hell.
The main one that went on there, he said that you walk around during the day and it's just like, you know, DDPs walking around the boat, you know, these fucking proper, massive, named
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Just because where else do you go? You know,
It's-
you're on the boat. You can't just fuck off to your
Yeah,
own
yeah, you
private,
can't
unless
sit-
you stay in your room.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Kiss have that
Sounds
Kiss
pretty
cruise
cool.
thing, and I can't see fucking Gene and Paul walking around rubbing shoulders
Oh
with the
no,
plebs.
see, because they'd get mobbed.
Oh,
Like,
fucking
they're-
hope they would.
they're at
Kiss
the
fans
level-
are fucking insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane.
They're the reason.
I see them eat cans at concerts and bleed from the mouth.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I've seen that. Fuck me drunk.
Next bit of paper.
Here we go.
Oh,
Do you guys need a piss or something before we go to the next question?
No, I'm good.
Maso's looking. You good, brother? Yeah. That's my friend.
So-
There we go.
bit of Pennywise? Anyone like Pennywise?
Yeah, I love Pennywise.
Seen him live?
Yes, four times.
Yeah, right. Side shows or Soundwave?
I've seen 2 side shows and 2 sound waves.
Now,
Actually, I've seen them. They were download last time too, 5 times.
they were downloaded, yes. They were a band that lost their original singer and then got him back. Are you a big fan of bands who like lose a crucial dude, keep on, and then bring them all back later on? Like, is that something you think is doable? Are you a fan of it when it happens?
In some situations, I don't think it worked for Pennywise. I seen him when they had that new
The
dude,
dude from Ignite.
and they had him at Soundwave, and he just talked about politics
Yeah.
for fucking 5 minutes after every song.
Have you heard his other band, Ignite?
No.
Like, massively political punk band.
Okay.
His voice is good.
Yeah.
Like, it was good for the tunes.
Yeah. I think Pennywise since I've got the old dude back,
Yeah, yeah.
a lot better. You know?
Mate, so are you much of a punk dude?
I'm not massive with Pennywise. I don't really know much.
And Jay, you're new to punk still.
Yeah, I've been a couple of years, but
Dig Pennywise?
I do, man. Yeah. Fucking. I mean that. Yeah, I do. I don't know enough to fucking talk about them, but everything I've heard, I've always enjoyed. Well, I have in the last 3 years, you know. But they're a good band, man. That the only one I really know is Fuck Authority. Is that the?
Yeah.
Which is a fucking. It's a good
tune.
anthem.
Their
Good
best
anthem,
song's Bro Him.
That's
their best
a
song.
fucking cool song. Yeah.
Well, you're playing a show with a dude in February. He's going to normally finishes his sets with that.
Really, with Bro
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not playing with Pennywise, but you're playing with Trent from Punk Rock Hillbilly. Yeah, but so the dude that you're playing with, he
Yeah.
just does like old classic punk
Yeah.
songs in like an acoustic kind of style.
Yeah.
And he normally finishes his sets with Pro Him and gets everyone up.
Look, I love Pennywise. Not one of the bands that I could talk about like the Jack White, like a religious experience, or Nirvana. Yeah. You could ask me the ins and outs of their documentaries and stuff like that, all the conspiracy theories around Kurt's death. I'll tell you all about those. I'm not.
What's your opinion on Kurt's death, by the way? Just before we get into anything else.
Kurt Cobain.
Did he kill himself?
The real thing, my humble opinion, is Kurt Cobain locked himself in the green room above his house, the greenhouse, and shot himself in the face.
You think he did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm of the
I
belief
think
he did too.
I think it's probable, like it's a possibility that Courtney had some, and there's evidence to say that. Like there's a lot of shit there, but I think whether he did it or not, like he was going to do it. The dude was in a bad place, man. People didn't look after him. If that was happening now, you'd like to think of the current climate of the world and mental health that people would say something and look after him, but people were just exploiting that poor guy.
And they didn't learn from it, man.
He was a year younger than me. Like, I'm 28 now, so he was a year younger than me when he died. Imagine that. And now that I can think about it, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, he was an adult, he's doing this, and why would you kill yourself? I'm like, he's still a kid.
At 27, dude, you've still got fucking parents. You've still got a lot of family around who's going to miss your ass.
I didn't know till this week Tupac was 25.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Fuck. So I thought he was in a 27 club. Like
he was pretty young when he hit it, though, didn't he? When
19-ish. Yeah.
That was Suge Knight. I don't think that's even a conspiracy, man. I think that's
funnily
Suge
enough,
Knight
I've spent the last
Didn't he pretty much admit it in prison or something?
No, he said he said publicly, I didn't say you did it, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell the cops. It's like, fucking, he's supposed to be your mate.
Yeah.
It's all about that respect.
I spent funnily enough, the last 2 weeks just going down this fucking Tupac rabbit hole, and I watched the security footage from the casino that he was in just before
the fight.
Yeah. And all these rumors like, oh, that's him walking out just before the fight. It's a body switch. He's still alive. It's like, it's fucking not. There he is punching some dude.
Hey, I knew it. I used to work with a guy that swore that he met Tupac in a taxi in Newcastle.
That's sad.
Yeah.
One of the great
That's where he's hiding out.
One of the great rumors.
He just goes to the Kent. That's what he does. It's just in the smoke.
Drinking double black Smirnoffs.
He's at the back of the Kent drinking double black Smirnoffs, brother.
Yeah, that's him on the Queen of the Nile. One of the great rumors is that he's one of the dudes out of Jurassic 5.
Okay.
You know that group?
Yeah.
So apparently there's one dude who admittedly looks a bit like him. But yeah, like there's a full online community. Yeah. That people think that this dude is Tupac.
People think Alex Jones is Bill Hicks.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh,
they
look
similar. Yeah,
that's a thing.
They do look similar, and they sound not Alex Jones now because he sounds old. He's got that gravelly voice and that having too many cigarettes or something like that.
Like cigars and whiskey.
Yeah. But if you listen to him when he InfoWars first started, back before he did like Bohemian Grove and shit like that, he sounds like Bill Hicks.
He did, and he looks so much like him. And they talked about a lot of the same kind of things. Bill Hicks was way more pro-drug though than Alex Jones, which is probably not their massive difference. God knows if Bill Hicks would have said anything about the Sandy Hook massacre, but
it's one of his best jokes, and he's like, everyone that says that they're anti-drugs, all those CDs you like from the Beatles, from the Rolling Stones, all those people, when they were writing that music, really fucking high.
That's on the end of that Tool album on Enema, isn't it?
Yeah, they put Bill Hicks in it.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Dennis Leary stole a lot of his fucking stuff back in the day, man. It's insane.
He was a notorious joke thing.
I was a massive Leary fan when I was a kid. Like, Asshole was huge on Triple J. I got the Triple J Hottest 100 number. The first one, first one ever, I think, man. Yeah. Anyway, I was a big Dennis Leary fan. I watched all his movies, and I bought all his CDs. Well, we only had 2 CDs, so I bought the CDs and his videotapes back in the day and loved him. Grew up and found the internet and YouTube and found out that cunt was a thief like the entire time. He stole from Louis C.K., he stole from Bill Hicks. The dude just was not...
Louis C.K. got him back, though. He wanked on him.
Did he?
Good old Louis. Poor cunt. That wasn't fair on him.
He got done. He got Me Too'd for masturbating in front of people.
No, he masturbated on the phone. Louis C.K. was having a bat on the phone. Well, he wasn't on the phone to chicks or something.
No, there were girls there.
Sure. No,
wasn't that the dude from
he's done a comedy
NBC?
special. He's done a comedy special since then. I watched it the other week, and he was saying that.
Has it been released?
I don't know. It might be pirated, or I watched it on YouTube, and he was saying like the whole word. Like, everyone's got their own thing. I'm not going to be able to tell the joke. He said everyone's got their own thing, but the whole world knows my thing. You know, and if you think you have consent, even if you think you have consent, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. Because what his defense is saying that they said, yes, they were consenting with him, but they still come out and said Louis C.K. Because his thing is that the girls just stand there and he was jerking off, I think.
Yeah. He was wanking. He wanked in front of them.
Strange. Which is strange, but I mean, I don't know.
It's his thing, and he thought that he had permission or consent or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And,
Yeah.
Let's lighten the mood. I'm looking at Gibbo.
no, I'm talking rape.
Tell a joke, Gibbo.
Something about rape.
No, because I don't want that, so don't do it.
I don't have a joke. Can I ask the question I've always wanted to
Of course you can.
Can I tell a cool joke before you
No,
do it?
Gibbo, go.
Yeah, you tell your joke, because it was still a joke.
This girl went fishing with 5 blokes. Yeah. Nobody caught anything, but she came back with a red snapper. It's a pussy joke.
Had to be there.
I've got a question for when we start Spicks and Specs.
Oh, yeah.
Have you just been thinking about this?
I thought about this question the other day. I think
It's
a
kind
great
of a
question.
racist name, by the way.
It's not Spinks and Spicks.
The question
Spicks.
is,
Spicks.
in the hit song by Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, what didn't she get the memo about?
Oh, fucked if I know.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck?
Judging by Jaden's reaction, it's probably something inappropriate.
Yeah, the lyrics. It's a serious question.
Mason, you want to take this one?
Piss out of it.
I don't know.
Party in the USA.
I don't know, Gibbo.
She didn't
I don't even know that fucking song.
She didn't get the memo about wearing stilettos.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit of a Rogan fanboy. I didn't get into, not even into her, but I didn't listen to like any Miley Cyrus other than the shit I heard on the radio until I saw her on Joe Rogan. And dude, Miley Cyrus is fucking. Is that what we're talking about? Miley Cyrus? Yeah. Sorry.
Gibbo was supposed to tell a joke, but just like the last time we asked him something, he changed the subject to something completely different.
That he
wants to talk to. Gibbo wants to be in Spicks on Specs.
Oh, sorry. Goodbye.
Did you go to the live show when they toured?
Spicks and Specs.
Yeah.
No.
They played they came to Civic Theatre and they got people out of the crowd.
Damn, fucking I went to a live show and I don't know about it.
When was that though?
Oh, it was before the reboot.
No.
So they toured with Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst and Adam
Miff.
Hills. Yeah, she's great. But they played Civic Theatre, and all I knew was Elvis Costello's real name is Declan McManus. That's all I know. Huh. They're going to ask her.
It's not his real name?
Declan McManus.
No way.
Yep.
Really?
So all I knew was that. They're going to ask random questions. That's a bit of a weird thing I know. First question to get crowd participation. Who is known as Declan? Like, who's... I'm like, fucking May, can't fucking get May. They went to like some fucking muscly dude in the front row. He got it right, and I had to shit the rest of the show. You don't even know the answers, cockhead.
Did you mean some other muscly bloke?
Some other muscly bloke. Yeah. His dick was probably bigger than mine, just quietly. Are you going to play Just Day song soon?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get a guitar.
Let's ask one more thing while Sid gets the acoustic guitar for it.
Sid! Do your fucking job.
Let's go one more before. Not that one. Not that one.
What do we got?
Oh, here we go.
John Howard.
Best / worst merch idea you've seen a band do.
Ha! I'm going first. Fucking best. I don't know about the best. Worst, man. Guns N' Roses again.
Laundry bags?
No, not the laundry bags. The fucking toy trucks.
Oh, right.
Cunts have been whinging about new music since 2008. There's another year for you, mate.
Thank you.
2008. New music. The last Guns N' Roses album was back then. All they've done since then is release merchandise upon merchandise, and the fucking worst thing out of all of it, man, was a toy fucking truck.
Wow.
A toy truck. I mean, since then it's been laundry bags and beach towels and fucking everything else.
Imagine this. Hey, big news coming Monday the 27th.
Yeah, they made an announcement about it.
You
like
check
it was
your
a big
email.
fucking thing.
You check your email. Guns N' Roses laundry bags now available.
Wow.
Just a mesh bag with a Gunners sticker on it.
They're like the Aldi version of fucking Kiss at the moment when it comes to merchandise, man. Yeah. They are trying to capitalize on anything other than new tunes, which is not what any cunt wants.
Have you guys ever thought about doing anything other than shirts or stubby coolers?
No. We thought about doing hats for a little bit.
Because
the hat.
I thought we had something cool.
Many.
Condoms was a thing for a while. Bands were getting fucking frangers printed up, or Franger wrappers.
I got a Steel Panther Franger at home from when I did the VIP. But many years ago when I played in the original, I winked in earlier. We had this idea that we thought was going to be the best thing in the world, and we're like, let's get like our faces and all of our like regular friends' faces, and make it like a Casey Harbour Guess Who game that would make like 5 of and just sell them for like expensive things. Cost way too much money, but that was like our great merch idea.
Yeah.
But like Kiss do condoms, Kiss do coffins.
Wow.
Have you got any weird shit from a band? I got a Protest the Hero bathrobe.
The best one I had was when Friends of Rom released Bird Attack, and they sold ice cream buckets that the band personally had eaten all this ice cream and drawn eyes on the back of ice cream helmets so birds didn't attack them, and they were selling them for $10 at the gigs.
Do you know what I bought?
This Australia's best international selling punk band had handmade ice cream bucket helmets at their gigs.
I forgot about this till you mentioned that. At home, I've got 4 ice cream buckets. That each of them is coloured in with like the Kiss makeup.
Yeah,
and I got it at the Burrow and Hill Frenzell show. So you could buy the one with the eyes on it that just said Frenzell for like $10, or for $30. I spent $30 on 4 empty ice cream containers with an elastic chin strap because they've all got fucking Kiss makeup drawn on top of them.
That's a bargain.
Spent $30 on that shit.
I gotta be worth heaps now too.
You know what I do now? Just throw me shit in them. You can't even see the Kiss makeup. They look like I've just hoarded.
I didn't know they were going to do that, and I went to the gig at the Bar on the Hill, and I made my own, and wore it to the gig because they come out with the song and it's like, eyes on, ice cream,
eyes drawn, ice cream,
eyes drawn, ice cream helmets, and that was the breakdown of the song. So I made my own and I threw it on the stage, and then Jay was like, "Who the fuck made this? We're gonna sue him."
I've got me and my mate Cobby love that band. And we've got 2 mates who are like massive metalheads who don't really like Frenzell but love that song. And one night when we were all fucked up, I made a playlist that was just that song on repeat.
Bird Attack.
Yep. And we did an hour and 15 minutes of Bird Attack on repeat on the piss.
Fuck.
And every time it started again, I go, fuck yeah, I didn't know this was going to come on. And that was like an hour and a half of entertainment for us.
We've done something similar. We tried to drive from Grafton to Port Macquarie with Teenage Dirtbag on repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, that fucking song, Sid?
Well, Zinger and I had a contest one day. He put the Take Over, The Breaks Over by Fall Out Boy, and I put Don't Shoot Me Santa by The Killers, and that was the whole playlist. And we hit repeat, and we hit shuffle, so you didn't know what was coming next. And we sat and just played like Game Boy until one of us packed the shits that the songs were getting repetitive. He lost. Because every time a song was started, I go, fuck yeah, fuck, I haven't done this in ages.
It's funny because the song starts again and you're laughing. Yeah, this is funny, and then you zone out.
But then it stops being funny, and then like 5 songs later,
our friend in the car, who's like a bit of a Lucy, and he was funny. He was making it funny because it was like, and she doesn't give a fuck. Just screaming it out the window.
Go listen to some Just Days.
Yeah. Yep.
Gibbo, you could go have a piss while we're doing this.
Can I just play like this? You can hear that, all right? Hey.
Yeah, man. Sid's just going to move the mic around to your guitar for you.
It's really loud though. Might have to turn that one down.
Because it's the wrong microphone. I'm turning it down. That's why.
This is one of the Just Ace ones that we never recorded, which I think is good because it sounds better as a. It sounds better as an acoustic song. And it's called Desperate Believer, and it's aptly suited because this week is NAIDOC week, and this song is about.
Are you singing?
No.
All right.
Just here for a good time.
This song was a. Sorry? It's NAIDOC week.
It is NAIDOC week.
It is NAIDOC week. And this song is
Thanks,
about how the Catholic Church was so involved in the forced removal of children. And it's called Desperate Believer. It's a pick-me-up song, yeah. But I thought we'd do something different, and I'll actually do some singing.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Destinations unknown, price you'll pay is your own. Reconcile, reconcile. addiction's killing your own. Send your love through the phone. Reconcile, reconcile. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost it. Desperate believer, hear the call. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost it. Desperate believer, hear the call. Take away our freedom, your eternal dream, and reconcile, reconcile. Destinations unknown, price you'll pay is your own. Reconcile, reconcile. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost it. Desperate believer, hear the call. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost it. Desperate believer, hear the call. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost him. Desperate believer, hear the call. Kill the prophet. I swear you lost him. Desperate believer, hear the call.
Camera, off audio, you just missed me flogging Jaden in a fucking skull off.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way, I missed the whole fucking thing.
Well, Gibbo was really quiet for the first half of the podcast, but I think you'll find that I'm going to be quiet for now because I've honestly never been more embarrassed in my life.
Why? What's wrong?
You've never...
Oh, mate.
Hey, let me... Do you
want to talk about it?
Do you want to hear my best Jaden impression? I'm the king of Scotland. No one's better Scotland.
No, I
than
didn't
me.
say that. I said
no
one's beaten me.
No one can ever do
in a
faster
fair
than me.
in a fair
Hey,
sculling competition.
My Jaden impression?
Not once ever. Hey,
if anybody watches the video, what happened was
you jinxed yourself.
is
You jinxed yourself when you said, "Never once have I burped mid skull, and never once will I."
I did not say that.
And I said, "Oh, you might jinx yourself then, brother." And then we have a sip, and you go.
It was unexpected. I did have a mid-skull burp there, and it didn't go well. And now it is on the front of me.
Now you're a loser.
Now I'm a loser.
Well,
I've never been more embarrassed.
Jaden,
I apologise on behalf of myself. I apologise on behalf of the band and the podcast and you guys.
It's okay. I forgive you, but only if you agree to have a chat with me about fucking all the crazy shit that's going on. You and I, last time we were here, man, we wanted to talk about some crazy shit, some Alex Jones fucking...
Which we will get to later.
No. We're not getting into it now?
Not yet.
Why not?
We'll finish on conspiracy.
What I think we should do...
Because that gives
I was
me
saying
time to check out.
I was saying to Jay off air, I said, because this might go for... We don't know how long this is going to go for.
Yeah.
We just chop it... Like, we're going to keep it in one big audio?
No, I reckon we can.
No, we'll chop it up.
We'll chop it up.
We'll be chopped up.
Yeah, because it might be a...
Well, we can do conspiracy.
There's a bit going on here.
We can do a little bit of conspiracy now and then cut it out and then go back to the other stuff.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I'm just so stoked that I won that skull off.
You won what?
That skull off.
You did, yeah. I was part of the team, so I won as well. And
I said, I think I can. And the world went, Lenny, the world's against you.
The little Jones that could. Speaking of Joneses,
Jaden said,
for fuck's sake,
I'm the king of ska. I'm the
That's
king of ska.
The time after, you seen the
said-
time after, and you're like, I'm glad you didn't do that before, because in a fair skull off, you would have lost Leonard.
I don't remember him saying that.
Let me point out.
I don't remember you doing the second one.
what was unfair? Though?
Let me point out that
There was nothing unfair.
There's
nothing unfair about it. This is bad time.
Sort of
Wasn't it?
whinge.
I just want to say the one that you won was not against me. Was not against me.
The
Well,
night
do
is
it
the night is
again.
still young, Leonard.
Go one more.
I'm driving home later on. So I
Go
can't.
one more.
You're surely not driving.
My confidence is fucking sky high, and my nerves are next to zero at the moment. I can drive.
Every single beer that I get from the rest of the podcast, I'm gonna skull.
Fuck.
Hey, I've watched him skull. Put a towel down.
Get a bucket and a mop.
I fucking hate that. I hate this so much.
I love it.
So much.
What?
You hate being a loser.
Yes.
Surely
Yes,
you
I would too.
Surely
what?
you're used to it.
I want to
by now.
mention to the fact that even though Jaden choked, like literally, and fucked it, Jay and I, because Jay forgot to put the cup on his head, Jay and I actually ended up putting the cups down at the same time. And Gibbo also didn't even skull his whole beer. So he also fucked us over just to throw you in
Mate, so
the deep end there
just
too,
to
Gibbo.
burst your bubble for 5 seconds, dude. My cup touched my man bun and then touched the ground, bro.
No, it did,
Yeah.
but you forgot to do it at the start. So then by the time I finished, we both did it. So you beat me.
But my lightning fast hands.
Oh, this was after I beat Jaden, was it?
Yeah.
So
So
after Lenny had beaten Jaden, I then beat
I might take this
Mesa,
wrestling
and
belt
then,
over
and then
with me,
Sid. Actually, you and Sid and Gibbo kind of tied. Like it was.
Oh,
was
no.
No, Gibbo didn't even finish.
I'd finished
Yeah.
half of it.
That's what I thought.
And then put it down.
Did not
That's what I
finish.
said.
Oh.
That's what I said.
I'm so upset.
We know it's upsetting.
I know we're all having a joke and we're having a good time, but I'm so fucking upset.
I've just pulled a question out
Do,
of that.
do you want to rematch?
Yes.
It'll, hey,
We're gonna do it?
It'll be on video before the night's over. No
Sid,
doubt.
rack up some beers.
Not
with it.
now.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of upset,
Jeez.
I've pulled a question out of the hat. Have you ever had a fantastic band that released a dud album?
Yeah, maybe. Look, this is a
I
very
don't know
bad
about
on the
full
spot.
album.
So have you ever been looking forward to a release? You go, fuck yeah, Keenan's new.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yep,
The
yep.
new Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic
album.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
That's the
This is
casino,
Alex Turner
casino
from the
thing.
Arctic Monkeys.
You sound way more enthused than he does normally. What's that album like? Casino, 5-star Casino,
Twisted
Hotel?
yeah. something.
Twisted Transistor's corn, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good album.
It's a great album.
Yeah, the moon
Hotel.
albums.
So what's the go with that? Because they're a good rock and roll band. Their drummer's incredible.
They released AM and they're on top of the world.
Yeah,
That album was meant to be just an Alex Turner album,
Right.
and then last minute pulled the band in.
because their drummer is bullshit good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything I've heard from that album, he's just 4/4 fucking rim tapping.
Yeah.
Is that? Are you a massive Monkeys fan?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Was that a massive fucking gut punch for you? When
Yeah,
they came out?
because I went and saw them live too, and they
On that tour?
on that tour,
Oh, they would have played most of the stuff. From
Yeah.
it. Oh,
which sucked.
And Black Tide was the band that fucking I was looking forward to their second album, and it just sucked.
because they were young metal dudes, weren't they?
Yeah, they were great. It was like a revival of thrash back in like 2009 or something, and
Yeah.
they even covered "Hit the Lights" by Metallica. It was a
Good song.
terrific album.
This-
Then they released, I think it was
Don't you talk, Jaden.
fucking
Jaden's colour,
an album called Postmortem, and it was just this whole new metal fucking abortion. It was awful.
All night, cunt. I'm on you, but what's going on there?
The second Kingswood album.
Is that the one where they went all bluesy with female vocals and stuff? or-
What was on that? Yeah.
I don't know what was on. I didn't give it too much. The first one, they released the EP. It was a longer EP. It was pretty big. It was 8 songs.
So there's Ohio, and what's the other one?
It was a Change of Heart EP, and then the next EP was the next album. The first album was Microscopic Wars, and then the album after that, I felt let down on.
It's funny you mentioned that you said it was an EP, but it was 8 songs.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wrote down, which I'll skip now if I pull out, do you think there's a rule between how many songs can be on an EP versus an album? Or do you think it's about? Do you think it's about tracks, or do you think it's about length of the whole recording? Because
I reckon it can't be more than 3.
Six.
No,
For an EP.
3 can be a single.
For an EP.
See, but-
6, man. Six is a
But
minimum.
then, how
But-
many is too big for an album?
No, I think 8's not enough for an album. There's bands releasing 8 songs as an album, and I go,
6 to 8 is an EP.
Back in the day, it was like 2 CDs. It was like
as far as I'm
10
concerned,
songs on each.
3 to
18
8,
songs.
3 to 8's an EP, 3 and less is a single.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, do you because so many bands have done it. Oh yeah, here's our new album. Here's 9 songs. And it's like, surely that's an EP.
Yeah, I think albums shouldn't be 10 is minimum.
I agree.
For an
What
album.
was it with back in the day? It was like that single would get released and it'd be the single, which was the song, and then some other random song, and then the radio
bunch of
edit of the
B-sides.
single.
And then
B-sides
7
would be on
dance remixes.
Yeah.
Because bands had to market that one song in a different way because they could hear that song on the album every day of the week, or they could buy the single which had fucking June Buggy live in fucking Paris in 1994 or you know what I mean? Like man, I remember in 1999 Sid and I used to hang out at the paper shop in Mayfield because they had a computer there that had the internet, right? And you could pay them $2 to use their computer to use the internet. This is in 1999. Anyway, Sid and I would go there, spend our $2 and would find out that fucking, oh my God, there's new music coming out. So Guns N' Roses and whatever else. And that's how it would happen.
Jaden's good at Skull and Beers, but I reckon I could beat anyone here in Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, Sid.
We'll fucking see about
Sid! Smash it!
Wait, hang on. You say Jaden's good at Skull and Beers?
Sorry, Lenny's good at Skull and Beers.
Lenny, we will have a rematch.
Have you played the new Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
will see.
Yeah.
I've been playing it non-stop.
Sid's been smashing it.
retired.
Have you?
That's his thing at the moment.
Let's hook up.
What's your high score on school?
School.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been. So my major thing that I've been doing right now is just leveling up my character.
Yeah.
Just going through every single challenge.
That's
that
what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Fuck, we should hang out.
Yeah. I've actually got to do a lot of the 2-player stuff.
Yeah. Get horse. Give
get
5
horse.
letters.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Have you been cheating the fuck out of what do you call it? The time delays that you have to do. So you have to do 10 hours of manualing, 10 hours of.
Hey, how do you
grinding.
cheat? I haven't been cheating.
Just put the fucking mods on, sit it there, cook some dinner, and then walk away for a second.
Nah, I haven't done that.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been doing. So
Yeah,
I'm
right.
about to level up to, I think, halfway for my my stalls.
Yeah.
So
Are there any bands you discovered from that soundtrack when you were
Every-
in the
Every
one of
single
them.
band that I
Yeah.
love.
Did you see they put most of those same tunes on their
Yeah.
re-release too?
There's a lot of Aussie artists on there too.
They have-
yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
there's
That's
a
cool.
big resurgence for it. They put localized bands as a downloadable thing
For
on
each,
release.
for each location.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So you had Baker Boys on there.
Yeah, Baker Boy.
Yeah, Alex Leahy.
Dizzy Defray.
Yeah.
What were the tunes that made you go like, "Fuck skating"? What am I listening to? Because I remember when I heard Anthrax and Public Enemy, I
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I kind of just stopped skating, stood still in the game, just went,
Yeah.
pretty good song."
Was it in the instruction booklet that had all the songs and the artist, I think?
I think it was towards the back of the
Yeah.
booklet. Yeah.
Tell you what's another cool song on there? Is that Hyde, B-Boy Document, 99? Doom, 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 boom, boom, doom. Remember that one?
Don't remember it.
That's a cool hip-hop song from there.
Police Truck. Kennedy's.
Yeah. That was good.
I just got it on my phone trying to think of the songs.
There was a whole-
Millen Collins fucking, was it No Cigar?
No cigars
Cigar.
on there. Yeah. There
That was actually the reason I got back into, I got into punk music.
Psycho Vision, I got tendency,
Suicide.
Yeah.
Wasn't fucking Motorhead?
I
Or was that part
I'm
2?
certain-
Actually, the
Three.
one that really sticks out, Evil Eye, Fu Manchu.
Yeah. That was good.
That actually whole album, The Action Is a Go,
Yeah,
the
right.
Fu Manchu album, because it's only been in the last couple of years, because I remember that song, and I'm like, who are these dudes? I'm going to go back and listen to them and listen to the whole album. The Fu Manchu are fucking so good.
Did you guys play the Guitar Hero stuff when it came out?
Yeah.
Were there bands that you discovered through that as well? Or did you know
Not as
most
much
of it?
as- Yeah, I think I knew most of it by the time that came out.
A bit older by then.
Yeah, I was a bit older. But Tony Hawk, yeah.
No, Tony Hawk.
I learned about music.
I remember the first
Jerry
real-
was a rescue driver.
Oh,
Girls are
great
goddamn
song. Great
fast.
song. The first, I remember there was also a push bike game. Like, who's the
Matt Hoffman or Dave
Matt
Gerard.
Hoffman.
and that was full of like Deftones and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Gibbo was a pro BMXer.
I've heard
No, I
that.
wasn't pro.
But that era of gaming had a fucking. They all had great soundtracks.
I was good.
Were you better than Mark though?
Yeah, eventually I was.
Can you scull beers quicker than Jaden? Because I can.
No.
No, you can't. You scored one beer better than me.
After Tony Hawk
The only
came
one
out,
we've
you
had
had an
together.
onslaught of decent soundtracks. Even what was it? The Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah.
Was fucking outstanding. The soundtrack on that. Even
Vice City.
Do you know?
I
Every
never
time I hear
played
that,
Vice City. The San Andreas was fucking incredible.
Found it,
Axl
got
Rose was
time,
he even played a fucking radio presenter on that.
Oh,
on that
really?
game, and yeah, and they had Paradise City and a
Yeah.
bunch of
I
other
think
cool
it
songs.
was Grand Theft Auto that was like, it's a song for the deaf, and like that's how I knew that tune.
Yeah,
Like, the
right.
intro- Yeah, the
okay.
intro to the Queens thing.
Yeah.
Because it was
You
like,
may think I'm worth $1, but I feel like a millionaire.
yeah. So
That's,
that was
that's my wife's intro
for wrestling.
for wrestling.
What's yours?
Grinspoon champion.
Nice.
You want to be a
Righto, fuck it, let's talk wrestling. How'd you get into that shit?
How'd I get into wrestling?
Because if anyone's looking, there's a professional wrestling.
Show the
belt
camera.
on
Show the
table.
camera the
Hold
that's
it
your
up.
belt, bro.
Hold it
Yeah.
up, champ.
Yeah, man. Sid, get a photo, bro.
What's the hat?
Sid.
see
Oh,
that?
there we go.
Fuck's sake. You spill beer all over yourself. You spill everything everywhere else.
Can't skull, can't lift the belt.
Oh, fucking hell.
Can't back.
You're pouring
can't
beer into the fucking Powerball.
Right. All you had to do was do this.
I'll do it.
Thanks, Mason.
I've got headphones, mate. Sorry.
So at what point do you go, I like wrestling, to going, I'm going to learn how to do this?
Well, I never. Yeah, when I was younger, Mason and I used to watch wrestling all the time. You'd go out in the backyard
Yeah.
and wrestle on the trampoline
That's JB Hazard right there, junior heavyweight champion.
with all your mates. You'd go and wrestle on the trampoline with all your mates. And I used to think it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for like good stories too, man. I'm like watching movies
Yeah.
and good stories, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's what pro wrestling is. It's storytelling, isn't it? It's massively just storytelling. And loved it when I was a kid, and used to watch it a fair bit. You know, probably around.
It was,
When I get-
it was massive
what-
in the late 90s.
Yeah, in the
massive.
late, so when I was very young then, and then I probably watched it up
Oh, right,
until I
right.
started high school.
Did you have Ostar?
Yeah, I had Ozstar. Yeah,
Fucking.
so we used to watch it on Ozstar.
Yeah.
And when I started high school, I still watched it a little bit, but not as much as I used to. And then I used to always buy the games, and me and my mates used to always get the games. You make your character in the game and stuff like that. And then I stopped watching it. And a couple of years ago, there was a sign on someone posted to a post in Hexham, and it's like live wrestling at Hexham or something like that. So I went to that, and it was fun,
Yeah.
obviously. And I said to Jess, I was like, I reckon I could do this. I'm going to do this. And she's like, all right, mate, you do what you want.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Yeah.
Right over the rock. Go and do
Yeah.
what you want to do.
If you met my wife, she's like, okay, mate, yeah, you do what you want to do. I'll be there.
Yeah, Jess is your number one fan.
Yeah.
I brought this up the other day.
Yeah, she's my hype man.
Yeah.
Jess is my hype man.
She's your manager.
She'll just go, I'm going to do this, Jess. And she says, all right, mate, you do that.
When you fall over, come see me. I'll give you a cuddle.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's like.
That's good. That's what you want.
Yeah. I said I'd do that. I said, can you like these guys on Facebook? If they ever have a opening day or something like that, let me know. And they did. They put up on their Facebook and said, we're having opening day tryouts, or not tryouts, but if you like it, come
Tryouts.
Come to the tryouts. if you like it, you can stick around. And I went and did that.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of it. Just
So-
stuck around.
Because the common
Learn
misconception.
about it.
Common misconception is it's all fake, which it is. It's predetermined.
It's predetermined, yeah.
But the thing that I find annoying is when people go, oh, they're not even really hurting themselves. Well, they fucking are.
Yeah, man.
Like, they're sore.
If I was here 2 weeks ago, I can show you the scratches and scars on my back. I landed on 1,800 thumbtacks.
And you know that's going to
3
happen.
weeks
You know
ago.
that you agreed to that before the match?
Yeah. It's not like everything's scripted. It's not, we're going to do this, we're going to do this,
Yeah,
and then I'm going to throw my right arm and you have to duck under it and do
of
that.
course.
Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes you could do that, but it's you work.
You wing it out.
You tell a story. And so at the start of a story, you're going to build, like, you're going to say, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, or if there's two good guys, why there's the two good guys fighting, tell the story, and then you build and you build and you build to a climax of the story to come to a resolution.
Yeah.
And you have, same as when you're writing a narrative, you have foreshadowing.
There I am on camera behind.
If someone, you probably, my match is on YouTube.
So as
the latest match.
As a just a pain threshold thing, if you know that you're going into tax, if you know you're going into a fucking light tube or whatever the case may be, how do you go, righto? Human instinct is to avoid pain. So how do you make yourself go, righto, I'm going to jump onto these fucking tacks, or I'm going to jump onto this glass, I'm going to jump onto this broken fucking whatever?
For the love of the craft.
Yeah,
I suppose it's
because
human
instinct is.
So you approach it as more of a performance as opposed to a fight, right? Like it's more of a theatrical.
Yeah.
Can you click in the search one again?
We're not watching that.
Click the searching again.
We can't play that. We'll fucking
click the search.
We can't play that.
No, go to our.
Anyway,
what was the question? Sorry,
man. So I'm just gathering that you approach this more of as a performer, like of theatrics, as opposed to a fight, right?
Yeah, well, it's not.
Even though you guys are fucking getting into it on in the ring.
Yeah. Yep. I would say.
Does it compare at all to playing a gig?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Same if you're designing a set list, you're going to start off. Maybe you might start off with a big song that people might know, and then you're in the set list. If you want to try some new songs, you're going to put them in the middle, and you put them around songs that people might know, and then you finish off with your best song.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, right.
Does your opponent know that you're going to try something different, or do you guys talk about it before the show, or how does it work?
Yep. Yeah. So most of you go through your spots, which is what you want to do, and you talk about the story that you want to tell in the match, and so you wouldn't do anything that they're not comfortable with, because you're going to get backstage and they're like, what the fuck, man? You know, if I pulled out a light tube in a match and was like, I'm going to smash you over the head with a light tube and just did it, that's not going to look good on me when I get backstage. He's like, that dude never told me he's going to smash me over the head with a light tube.
There'll be a real blue backstage.
There's going to be a real blue backstage.
Yeah,
it's very respectful business in that sense, that everyone's there for the same thing, because they love it, one, and they want to do good by the fans, and they do good by themselves. It's political as well, but everyone's there for the.
I'd never, when I was a kid, man, like I liked like Hulk Hogan or whatever. Like, I was not a wrestling fan. I just did not get into it, because I got into it at the era where it was like, no, it's just fake, and it's a whole fucking thing. As I got older, though, the whole theatrics of it, the performance is such an art to appreciate, because everyone is so dedicated to the fucking bit.
Yeah, I think it depends what way you look at it. If you look at it like you're watching UFC, you're not going to get anything out of it, because you watch it like, that dude, if he really wanted to reverse that, he could reverse that, but it's not about that. It's about telling the story. You don't watch the latest Avengers movie and say, Captain America isn't really holding a fucking helicopter with his bare hands. That's not really happening. It's the same in a wrestling match. You suspend your disbelief in order for entertainment.
You guys do it live in front of people, and that's the difference.
Here's the thing. That's my big argument, because I've got mates who hate it.
Yeah.
My oldest memory is watching wrestling with my grandmother. I watch wrestling, I reckon, almost every day.
Yeah.
And
who's your
if
favourite
not,
wrestler?
Of all time. Bret Hart.
Really?
I reckon, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so here's the thing. I got people who go, oh, that shit's fake though. Okay, well, you go and watch Game of Thrones then. You go tell me you're
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And now you go.
It's exactly right.
See that stunt fight that took 8 hours and multiple camera angles and was filmed in slow motion.
Yeah.
These two cunts are doing it live with people on either side of them, so there's no hiding and trickery.
Yeah.
They're doing it live. It's predetermined, but fucking hell, they're athletes and it's theatre.
I'd urge people that don't like pro wrestling to go a live pro wrestling match and not, wrestling term would be pop once.
Yeah, yeah.
A pop is a reaction. You don't get a reaction out of someone who doesn't even like it. Like, it's very hard to.
It's the people who go like, oh, they're not really hurting one another. That's not the point. I don't think anyone who's a wrestling fan...
We are hurting each other.
Yeah.
You can't fake... You can't fake a powerbomb. If you put someone on your shoulders and throw them from your shoulders to the ground, you might be able to learn how to take a break fall. You know, you might be able to learn how to take a bump. You move your arms out so you spread the weight distribution. Right? Take the weight distribution. Take the weight distribution. You can do that.
Right.
But you can't fake the fall. I went for you couldn't fake me leaning on those thumbtacks. I went for a table as well. You can't fake falling through a table.
Just because you're not literally out there to kill one another intentionally does not mean that it's fake.
Yeah, it's live stunt work.
Does not mean that it doesn't fucking hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And does not mean that it takes extreme talent.
Yeah, it's and when people don't like it, I get it too. It's one of those things you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But my argument is always, it's fake, you know. Well, so is fucking James Bond.
Yeah.
I see that Bond movie where he flew through the sky.
But the thing is, really. That's promoted as fake. Whereas wrestling's always been that mystique of is it real? Is it fake? Is it, what the fuck's going on? So people are. There's always some dumb cunt like me who isn't sure of what's happening. So they're going to question: is it real? Is it fake?
I think Jaden will agree. If you think something's a work in wrestling, there's a fair chance it's a work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fair. People that don't like Gibbo's come to wrestling, never knew anything about wrestling. He enjoys it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm glad you're awake again, Gibbo.
Well, is it Binlids or is it no?
Sorry, let's get off the Jaden show. So, when you joined the Binlids, when did you first fight Jaden?
I don't know. Well, Red Sun Reapers first.
Yeah, we did a bit of a blues outfit.
Did any of those guys wrestle?
No. What's the fucking point? Will's too busy babysitting his own kid.
Well, look, I love wrestling, but we can't talk about it all night.
Came from the mountains down to the valley below. I met a stranger, sweet as your buttons will show. All your perfect plans got lost 'cause you aren't around. No one can stand you 'cause of what you said to all the clowns. And I keep looking for you, don't know what else I should do. And I keep looking for you, sweet as sugar. Lost in the desert, falling and falling around. You're not a savior, what you said to other clowns. I was unaware what kind of person could still be standing when I kissed a lie. And I keep looking for you, don't know what else I should do. And I keep looking for you, sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. I was trapped in a red room, voices were making a sound, wide-eyed and wasted. I don't know what to get out. Are you feeling dead? 'Cause I'm feeling blended. When we're together, I feel alive with you. And I keep looking for you, don't know what else I should do. and I keep looking for you, sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar.
Back to the hat.
All right, back to the hat. Yeah, I reckon if you cut all the hat stories together, that'd be sweet.
I'm covered in beer.
Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
Good pop band.
I
Great pop band.
don't know anything about them.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Next one.
Because it's
Next one.
controversial. I like Good Charlotte.
I saw him.
Oh, you do?
I saw him live. One of the great lineups I ever saw was Good Charlotte with Kiss Chasey and Something with Numbers at the N Mall.
Something
excellent.
with numbers.
Yeah.
Who were they?
No, Central Coast band.
Yeah.
Lay me down.
Good Charlotte was the first album I bought with my own money.
Yeah, right.
Cause I'm young and I'm hopeless.
That album?
I'm lost and unnoticed.
It's a good album. What was the first one you had bought for you?
I don't know. I never really had my own music. It was always just house music.
I think from memory.
Not like house
DJ music.
Just one dude doing this in the corner. I think from memory, my first own money album was Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill.
Good album.
Great album.
Good album. Fucking
Great
oath
album.
this. Fucking oath.
When I was
It aged well, man.
It's
well.
still
That-
awesome.
That album is still fucking
It's
terrific.
26 years old and it fucking rules.
It's a bit fucking angsty, but the bitch can
What?
sing.
That album from '95 is angsty.
I remember
Yeah.
back in 2004.
She was God, by the way. She was God in Dogma. Remember that?
Do you know?
Yeah, she was.
She
you know
rocked
who-
up and she was.
Do you know who played on that album on Jagged Little Pill?
Flea.
Taylor Hawkins was her drummer.
Yeah, I know that. Yes. Yeah.
And he basically got told, "Do you want to come join Foo Fighters or go on tour with Alanis Morissette?" And he went, "I'd rather go, form a band that I can write with."
Yeah.
So he went and did Foo Fighters. But also on that album was
Flea
and Dave Navarro as well.
Yeah. Right.
Dave Navarro on that.
Yeah, because he was in the Chili Peppers at the time. So she reached out to Flea, and then he brought Navarro.
Is that you, mate?
Did you know Tony Iommi got hit up by Led Zeppelin to play for Led Zeppelin? And he was like, nah, I've got this thing going with this band called Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
Good call.
right.
Good call, because Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin are overrated.
I've read. If you haven't read Ozzy Osbourne's autobiography, I
If you're
recommend
talking
it.
overrated, I'm glad we're talking about Black Sabbath.
I Am Ozzy is a really good book.
Is it?
Yeah.
I saw the doc.
Read it when I was like
him and
16.
Jack done fucking a few years ago. Jack done a doco on Ozzy, I think, didn't he? Was that a thing? Or am I making shit up?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Or was it a Lemmy doco? I don't know, man.
The book's
I
really
mean,
good. If I still got it somewhere, I'll give it to him.
Am I right in
I
saying?
can't read it.
Am I right in saying he should stop touring now?
Ozzy.
Ozzy, yeah.
Look, yeah, probably. Sharon's probably pushing him.
Sharon's a money machine. She
You
loves
fucking
money.
10-minute too late cunt.
But see, he's
I can't even talk properly.
He's re-announced dates for 2022.
Wow. I saw him in 20...
And it's like you've got all these fucking issues. You're not going
Yeah.
back on the road.
I saw him on 2014, and like the show was great. It was a great experience. And he wanted to party, and he would go to walk away from the microphone and then be like, oh, fuck, and then come back. Like the whole show, he was like this over the microphone.
He's a great example of fucking decent voice, like for what he was doing.
Ozzy.
Decent voice for what he was doing.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, man, his personality just shone through and just ran it.
Well, I think that's why his voice was so popular, because of his persona on stage and his personality.
He
in
was
general.
doing nothing. He was doing nothing incredible vocally.
Because honestly,
No.
vocally, yeah, exactly.
And Geezer wrote all the lyrics.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he
So
did too.
it was like
So you might not know who wrote the lyrics for his solo stuff. You know?
his solo stuff. I think it was him.
It was him, yeah. I think well, he had
Zakk Wylde?
He wrote with some.
Well,
some
he didn't get Zakk Wylde till a few albums in, I don't believe.
you said Rennie Rhodes first of all.
Yeah,
I
Rennie
think,
Rhodes,
yeah.
yeah.
And
But yeah,
he died.
He's dead. Yeah. But
Those
yeah,
are
he he was just all personality. Like he's a cool dude, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should be booking any more tours.
I mean, I got to see Ozzy.
I had
think
tickets to his last tour when he pulled out because he had a sore toe.
the download.
Toe.
Showstopper.
Yeah, no, thumb maybe. There's something wrong with his toe.
I saw him with
thumb.
Disturbed and what's Zach Wild's band?
Black Labels is on.
Fuck, 2007 or 8 or some shit. And then
Really?
Yeah. It was just after the Gunners thing because it was like Gunners and then Ozzy and Alice Cooper were here at the same time, and I had to choose between that. I'd already seen Alice, so I went and saw Ozzy Osbourne, and I regretted it because Alice Cooper I'd seen, and it was a fucking terrific show. Which I saw it again, and Ozzy I went to see because it was Ozzy Osbourne. The dude created a whole fucking genre of music.
Oh, Tony Iommi did.
Ozzy was part of the creation of the whole genre of music. How's that? And so I went and saw Ozzy, and it was a cool show to say, I saw Ozzy, and I got to see some Sabbath songs played live, and everything which was cool. But the worst part about it, man, was Zach Wild. He come out and done this guitar solo that lasted. It felt like fucking 45 minutes, and it was just high end.
Yet you still go to Guns N' Roses shows that are all.
I tell you what, man, Guns N' Roses shows were better before Slash came back.
So here's the thing, You never paid for backstage with Gunners?
Never.
But you paid...
Technically, I paid for a backstage pass, but I didn't need that to get backstage. I got it to get the early entry.
You paid for backstage...
For Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Is there any bands that you think you would... Are you a fan of the pay us extra, we'll talk to you before the show deal?
No.
I done it long before it was a thing. Like, bands were still getting money from fucking just playing shows. Alice Cooper, they decided to do this thing where you do a meet and greet, and then you get to hang out with him and meet his daughter and the band and whatever else. And it was awesome. I paid, this is 2005. I paid, my car insurance paid for it. So I got into a car accident that week, which paid for my, it was great. But back then, 15 years ago, $580, I think, for a backstage pass, which didn't include your ticket to the show. So you had to buy a ticket to the concert, which was $80, $90, and then you had to pay for the fucking backstage pass and all that afterwards, which was fun. It was cool. Like, I got to go and hang out and see how they produce Alice Cooper's live show, which was really interesting. But to pay to meet someone in general, I don't agree with. I don't think you should need to pay to say hello to somebody or to shake their hand or whatever.
Are there any other bands you would do it for? Or any bands you do it for?
That I would pay to meet someone? No. Wouldn't pay to meet anyone.
The only thing I've ever done...
Pay to watch someone do their art, but I wouldn't pay to meet somebody.
About 10 of us went to Steel Panther a while ago, and it was like $99 for a ticket or $129 for a VIP ticket. And that got us into the venue an hour early. We got a photo with the band. We got 4 free drinks and like a merch bag.
Yeah, right.
That's worth it.
I'm like, that's about the extent I would do, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that.
But like, I would never walk up and pay to shake someone's hand who's sitting down at a table. It just feels like a fucking rip-off,
The GNR meet and greet's fucking awful if you pay for it.
Oh, meet the crew.
Yeah, you meet like Tom Mayhew, who is like their production manager, and you meet Del James, who wrote a book once that was based loosely on November Rain, and you meet fucking Beto Lebeas, who's an Argentinian manager of Axl's, but you don't get to meet the band or Axl or anyone like that. You get to hang out backstage and meet people who you don't know who the fuck they are. It is the worst backstage experience in the world.
I can't remember who it was, but there was a band that said like you can buy a ticket, or you can buy a ticket to be a part of the crew. So you paid extra
to work
to help them load in.
Fuck.
Pantera used to do a thing similar, but it wasn't a paid thing. It was Roadie for a Day. It was a competition where some cunt would win a chance to just hang out and fucking just be with Pantera for a day and have beers, which was fucking great, man. But
they stopped doing that when that one guy ran on stage.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, and he shot that dude in the head and he died.
What happened?
I get it. I get it because I imagine as a band you want to hang out with people, but I imagine at Metallica's level, you can't just go, right, let's go hang out at a local pub.
Well, as far as I know, Metallica is they're still doing that free meet and greet thing.
No, it's paid, but
they're doing a paid thing now, though.
It's paid, but all the money they get from meet and greet tickets goes into like local charities and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
What's he going to watch Metallica like whinge and complain about each other? for a couple of hours.
Yeah, $20 for a movie ticket.
Yeah, $20 to watch Lars and James argue with each other.
It's good drama.
45 minutes.
Hey, something I wrote in here, but I'm not going to bother with it. I'll ask you. Either as bin lids or as a fan of music watching a show, what do you think is the ultimate 4-band lineup that you can put yourself in it, or you can be a punter and
4-band.
So, actually, give us both. So, give us your band and 3 bands, or so as a punter.
What would I realistically like to play with? Realistically, or
bands that are active today?
Bands that are active today that I would like to play with.
Yes. So, say, righto, Australian tour.
So, bin lids plus 3 bands, right?
Australian tour, bin lids, supporting some international band.
International.
Or whatever.
Bin lids headlining.
Of course.
And we'll get who's supporting.
So you're hitting the road with 3 bands. Who is it?
It's a good question.
There's a lot of bands that I would like to hang out with and play with, but in terms of to bin lids, because bin lids are what we do isn't necessarily what I would to see my ultimate show.
So that's why there's two answers to this.
There's 2 answers.
There's a bin lid
So
one
if
and
we
there's
had
a
to
Jane
play with
one.
people,
Yeah.
I guess.
Chats.
Shit.
The chats.
This is really hard. The chats. No.
Headlining. The chats.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, boys. You're gonna have to help out with this.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Look, man, if I had to pick 4 bands...
If I'm picking for you boys, I imagine Frenzel and Grinspoon are included at one point.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be a bit more relevant.
Yeah, I was thinking newer.
I was trying to think newer because
Go for it.
What's hard?
Like, I don't know. I think with us,
I think in terms of what we do, the chats seem very what's it called? Gimmicky. But June Rats do
Junies. I was going to say
June
Junies.
Rats do something similar to what we do, but they're very good musicians.
Yeah.
And they're good people too. When you listen to them talk, they don't sound like what we sound like yobbos, but they don't.
Would you hit the road with Violent Solo?
Yeah, they're cool dudes.
They're good.
Yeah. Maybe that could be another one too.
I like them because they like old cool cars.
They're a fucking good band, man.
Great
Violent,
band.
so
Yeah.
Terrific.
I fucked my back in a
The
mosh
whole
pit,
grunge
so-
thing.
so-
I was going to say Junies, and then Lenny come out.
Junie's Soho and you guys would be choice.
Yeah.
Maybe chuck Skeggs on there for the 4. What about as a fan? Who would you forget? And also, forget like the genres forget the genres making sense either. Ultimate 4 band.
For Jess's birthday a couple of years ago, we had a party in our backyard when I had a projector and just projected live bands playing.
Yeah.
And Jess and I talked about we'll just have the headliners we want to, and the headlining was the Reading concert, Nirvana.
Yeah.
But this is not current bands, but I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
And we also had Queens of the Stone Age. It was one of the old Big Day Out concerts. Grinspoon at Home Bake.
98?
Yeah, 98. Home Bake.
Very
and
good.
Phil wore the Fuck Me On Famous shirt.
Yeah.
That's a really good set. And the last one was Silverchair live at Faraway Stables.
Yeah, that's good.
That lineup, it's very big.
Yeah.
It's different. But that's pretty good.
Blink.
What?
I've seen Blink,
Tom
but in Australia.
Tom
and-
DeLong Blink, I imagine.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I mean. I've seen him in Australia, and I was really, really young. I don't remember it at
When
all.
did you see him
But-
at Newey?
Yeah. I was like heaps young.
Because I was at that show. And
The only thing I remember is when Machine Gun Felicio come out naked singing Motherfucker on a Motorcycle.
must have been a different gig. Because when I saw
That was
him,
that was a different time.
when I saw him, it was Sparta and Gyroscope.
Yeah.
But think
wasn't
about
Blink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about that too with Blink was they were touring self-titled, which is their best album. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But because it's full of piano and samples and everything, but they played live without any of that. So they just played live as the 3-piece, and every song off that album just sounded fucking empty as fuck.
Yeah.
Did you go to that?
Maybe
show?
it wasn't that.
No, I haven't seen Blink. No, you haven't.
I don't
that-
think-
that
no, I
wasn't
wouldn't
Blink
have.
182.
Maybe I just dreamt it or something. But,
Who'd you see?
but I would, Blink would be
Yeah.
on top probably.
Because their 98 Big Day Out show that's on Channel V is fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're notoriously
Was
shit.
Magic
shit.
Dirt come out and moon the crowd, and Blink 182 got the shits?
Quite possibly.
That was in, I think, something like that. It was a big day out. It was a big day out show.
It's
Magic Dirt came out.
it's
Magic Dirt were at that show we went to at Newcastle though. Blink-182 went. It was all Australian bands. You must have seen that something differently. You're thinking of something else.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard
Magic
that. Dirt, Spiderbait.
Fucking, we saw Spiderbait open for Gunners in 2010.
Awful.
The rest of the country got Corn.
Oh.
The rest of the country got Corn, and we got fucking Spiderbait at the V8.
And who was the other one?
That's all I remember.
Jimmy Barnes.
And you
I like Spiderbait CDs, man. You watch them live.
Look, man, they're not a bad band, man, but you have an option between Corn or Spiderbait to open for GNR, and you get stuck with fucking Spiderbait. It's fucked.
They played at Festival of the Sun one year, but I got kicked out before they played.
Did you play that year?
No. I was underage, that's why I got kicked out.
Have you... Oh. Back to kicked out. I got kicked... Did I tell you this last time? I got kicked out of the one Newcastle Knights game 3 times.
Why didn't you tell this earlier? This is great.
I just remembered it.
Cut this back in.
JJ, cut it in. So... Back many moons ago, if you played in a local sports, like a local footy team, you got like a Knights pass.
Yeah.
So we had about 8 or 9 of them, and we used to go every home game. But there was only like 5 of us this time, so I had all the extra passes, and we snuck in like bottles of Cougar.
Yeah.
And just go and buy a Coke, pour Cougar into it. So this fucking dumb cunt sees me pouring Cougar, boots me. Doesn't take me Cougar butt. I'm 15, so I get booted out, and I just go, well, there's 3 gates, and I got 3 more passes. Walk to the next gate. Yeah, it's here to watch the game, boys. In you go, sir. Fucking here you go. Get up there. Dude, didn't I fucking boot you out 5 minutes ago? Must have been someone else, mate. How would I still be in here? Righto. 2 seconds later, sees me pouring Cougar. Get the fuck out of here. 3 times that happened.
Sure, you would have been a bit more complacent about it. Less complacent, sorry.
You'd think that.
I do apologise to the fucking...
I was not.
I do apologise to the CEO at the Knights when I was about 13 years old. I had to buy my footy pass from a friend of mine who didn't like the Knights, but he played footy, so $10 every year, man. Footy pass. It was great.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough for me, though. I'd pass it through the fence at the old Marathon Stadium to my friends to get them in for free, so we could all smoke cigarettes and just hang out and watch football, you know. Anyway, one day security caught me to the point where they dragged me into the office upstairs, and I had to apologise to the to the CEO of the night. I can't remember the old cunt Ken. A long time ago, had to apologise to him in person just so I could stay in the game and get my pass back, man. It was fucking the scariest shit for like a 13-year-old.
Well,
here I am, this massive Knights.
What for?
I passed my Knights
people in.
My Knights pass through the fence, man.
My third eviction, I was finally called into the office, and they took my name. They're like, you got ID? I said, "Cunt, I'm 15. No. What's your name? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Give us those passes. Oh, actually. And I gave them all the names that weren't mine. Yeah. And I said, we're going to reach out to your team. We're going to reach out to your parents. I said, that's cool. And it was just like 2 other dudes' names that I gave them. Yeah. So, yeah, all right, do it. I deserve this.
Yeah.
My name's Matthew Dodd.
I'm Daniel Harpen. Fuck you guys. Tell my parents I said that.
Dad raped me.
I played footy last weekend.
You did?
Yeah,
you did. Yeah, before you came to my thing.
You played footy, did you?
I did last weekend. Played
for a club or for...
No, we played in a charity game.
Yeah, right.
But I played footy for 15 years. I stopped... My last season of footy was in 2018. Yeah. But I played last weekend in a charity game. First game in 2 years.
What position?
I
played lock.
Left, right, out.
What I normally played I played second row or centre normally when I was actively playing. But I played lock last weekend. I reckon I was sore for 3 days.
You were walking all right when you got to the Clarendon.
Yeah, I was all right then.
So I fucked you.
It was the next day until Gibbo got us kicked out.
Well, you shouldn't have sculled.
You didn't get kicked out.
You shouldn't have sculled that drink poorly, and he wouldn't have laughed.
Do you know? I'll start to perk up again and have a good time, and then you remind me about the sculling the beer thing, and now I'm not having a good time again.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I can't remember what I was going to
I was just going to bring up some fact that you can't feel bad about being too drunk because you're hanging out with me, man. All I do after the piss, man, the next day is like a mental breakdown for me. So tomorrow morning I'll wake up.
Grog horrors.
Dude, but the thing is, because I'm mad as a cut snake, tomorrow morning I'll wake up and I'll be fine for about fucking 15 minutes. I'll have a cup of coffee and a cigarette and, be all cool. And then it'll start to dawn on me. What the fuck did I say last night? What did I do last night? That's what
horrors are.
How far did my penis get inside of Mesa before he said no? These are the questions I ask myself every day after I get on the piss, man. But honestly, alcohol fucking wrecks me. The next day, I am an absolute mess. Doesn't matter. I'll have 6 beers. I'll have 1,000 beers. I'm an absolute emotional fucking wreck.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, dude. It fucks me.
The grog horrors are a scary thing, though, aren't they?
My issue is that I don't necessarily get blackout like you do, but I've got a bad
That's
habit.
my problem. I wake up and not know where I've been. I don't remember anything. It fucks me. It absolutely
I've got a. Oh, it's not a bad habit. You probably all know this. If I'm drunk at 3 a.m, I think everyone else is awake, so I shoot him a message.
Yeah.
I've had many phone calls.
Yeah. My issue is the occasional...
Until I thought you were dead. You rang me. I was at a party in town and you're like, I can't get home. Hey? I found out this cunt was stuck in the middle of fucking the road on the highway or something and he's... Some cunt following me. I said, who? Then he hangs up.
Fuck. Can't remember that.
Phone's dead. That was it. And knew nothing. I'm ringing all his friends. Oh, is Lenny all right? I don't know why. Oh, you just rang me and this happened. No one fucking cared. The next day he was obviously fine.
My issue is because I just message everyone, like anyone who's awake, I'll go, hey, what's going on, blah, 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 whatever. The few occasions that I get blackout, I wake up and before I even open my phone, it's like 74 notifications. And I go,
Gibbo's got a good one when he thinks everyone's as pissed as he is.
Yeah, I just assume everyone's on the same level as me. That's what happened last night. I thought you were just as pissed as me last night.
So why did Jaden go to your work party?
Oh, I was just at Barrow Bowler because we played golf.
Right.
We had the golf course and then just ended up at the bowler.
Good day.
That storm came over and we got fucking washed out.
Yesterday was fucked.
Yeah.
What time were you playing golf?
We teed off at like 2, so it was
like
good for
2 to
8
5
hours.
was dog shit.
Yeah. We got flogged.
And how drunk were you last night afterwards?
I don't know.
You're on fire today.
He heard...
Gibbo's been great today, I've got to admit. Like, he's been just an absolute treat. He's like a Donny.
This is how good we went. Gibbo was last night. That we went back to my house and you heard my neighbours had people over behind us. So he screamed out to them, and we had to go and sit in my neighbour's backyard for 3 hours.
Yeah, it was mad. We went and played pool. But what about we walked in the door, the 2 dogs came and greeted us, and I picked up Gary's, their dad's dog is over at the moment. I picked that up like it was my cat, and I dropped it from my shoulder.
The dog landed on its head.
That's a fucking very good dog impression. Have you ever played a show Too Pissed?
All the Binlids ones.
Like 2.
All of them.
But you guys are solid as. I'm talking Too Pissed.
Yeah.
I don't remember finishing the set for the last gig that we played for our EP.
But you weren't too pissed though. You were fine.
I don't remember the second set at
my birthday?
Yeah.
Me either.
I don't remember the second set.
But I think you guys played
talk
fine, but the rest of the night was just big.
Yeah, I think that's... We always said... I've never been... Even with us in this band, where we will... Because we're all mates, so we have a couple of beers when we go out and play, but I don't think we've ever been too pissed. We've been, like you said, you can't remember that last set, but because you've had heaps of beers afterwards.
Yeah.
One time, I had to play at a mate's party, and I was only 16 or something like that, and my little high school band, and we were supposed to play at the party, and we got our hands on vodka or something like that, and we all had all this vodka and went and played at my mate's party, and we just fucked it because we were just too pissed. And I'm never ever doing that again, ever. And I still have beers before I play.
Blur song
but
too.
that was
that's what I was going to bring that up. I think the only song,
the
only song that we couldn't finish, I don't think, and it was at a party. It was a party at Kalungaluk, and we were going to do like covers and then some of our own stuff. And so we tried to learn song 2, Blur, and
that was the worst
didn't
thing
really
I've
learn it.
ever. I think it was really bad.
It was terrible.
Like we weren't in time.
We couldn't finish
We didn't
it.
play the same thing as each other.
Mason, do you find it hard to play drums after a few beers? Like, do you find it hard to keep it
That's why I play bass.
comfortable?
One finger,
Yes
one
and no. Like when I play pissed, I can zone out.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best thing, because then when I click back into reality, I'm realizing that I have to like concentrate and figure out what I'm actually doing. But when I zone out, it's fine. It just goes on.
Does that
Like-
realization sort of like
Autopilot.
freak you out though? Like,
Yeah, like when Lenny's birthday, I don't remember the last set, and all I remember is halfway through playing Hilltop Hoods, which is our last song on that set. And I clicked back in and I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like, I just couldn't do it. And I was struggling so hard to finish that song. But I'd played the other 12 we'd played.
So the beauty of your stuff is like...
It's not hard.
No, and that's the thing. Like, because when I play drums, and today I played that kit for the first time in a long time, and I loved it. But when I play drums in bands, I never wanted it to be hard work. Like, I'll learn how to play, and I'll know how to play. But I don't want
the easiest way possible.
But I don't want my gigs to be fucking.
You want to get there and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the best part about drumming for me was always mine's off.
Yeah.
They're
You're sitting behind everybody, everyone else is doing everything else, and you're just fucking having a beer and
they're starting the song. I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not just basic. It's not AC/DC 4/4, but
Yeah.
but it's fucking and that's good as it is. But like it's not fucking it's not Tool either, you know.
Yeah.
And that's music. I love bands that are technical. I love bands that put all their time and effort into the songs. But I also just fucking
Our songs are very simple. We like to be tight in what we do.
yeah.
And
But
I think we achieve to be tight in what we do.
I don't count.
your songs are catchy as fuck though. Like your songs are very, very fucking. They get stuck in your head super easy, man. Like you guys have got a way to do that, which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah. What do you think of that when you say that second set that we did at yours and the Kalunga gig? We because our band has had and almost always has had two sets. The original set that we do, if we get our normal Binley's gig, we'll do the original set that we can play for an hour and a half if we needed to. But we also have that hour and a half of covers. What do you think? How do you think that stands for an original band as us?
Your original set or the cover set?
Cover set. Do you think it's a good idea that we have that?
I do.
It's interesting
I do.
that we have that.
The thing about that is it gets you guys gigs at different gigs.
Yeah.
And it breaks the monotony, you know, of playing the same shit over and over. Like you can play different sets.
Like you wanted Gay
fun
Paris.
for us,
You
right?
wanted Gay Paris at your wedding, right?
I did. I asked Gay Paris to play my wedding.
It's great to be able to be a band and go, right, we'll come along and we'll do our stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll do stuff. Cause
That's what we did.
And this is what I said before about people who get to an age and don't want to hear new stuff.
Yeah.
So you can go somewhere and you can do your set that music fans will go, this is cool.
Yeah.
And you can also go, right, that set's done. Let's play this set now. That like
Our cover set isn't very covery either, too.
No.
We've got.
yeah, there's no. You're not playing Sweet Home Alabama and fucking
No.
Run to Paradise and shit like that.
Even like
Bit of Sweet Symphony.
We did Boys Light Up. We did Boys Light Up before, and Boys Light Up is not. It's not like Boys Light Up normally is.
Yeah. I mean,
Is there one show overall though where you've been fucked up or just an absolute party mode where it's been a fun night and you've played a terrific gig that you can recall? Like a big fucking fun night?
how is it for you guys? Yeah, we're playing a wedding. How's that playing a wedding?
It's very strange, actually. It was in the middle of nowhere.
And I snapped the string.
Oh, I heard this.
Yeah.
We were out in the middle of nowhere, and because we had to bring all of our stuff, we were the only band out there. We had the PA system, so the wedding, the reception used our PA, so we needed to make sure everything was there.
It was stressful. It's fun though.
It was a fun but very, very stressful gig, and I said to give us, and make sure you bring an extra bass or a pack of strings or something, because if we get all the way out there and someone snaps a string, we'll be fucked. And he's like, no, you don't snap strings on a bass. Fucking about 3 or 4 songs in, we did 2 sets. The 3 or 4 songs in, he snapped the motherfucking string.
Surely it was frayed by then. I mean, bass strings are as thick as Sid's penis.
I think it was. You know what I think it was? I think it was a huge temperature difference because it was out at where was it?
Yeah, back of Mudgee.
Mudgee.
Logo.
So it was like stinking hot driving out there, and then the sun went down and it was freezing cold.
So it wasn't your fault.
I think it was temperature.
I blame the temperature.
Yeah.
Wasn't your fault, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
definitely still
good. It's all
shouldn't
good,
have
man.
made
Don't worry about
strings.
it.
I wouldn't have had to if the temperature remained constant.
With your own shit doing originals, is there how much thought goes into what you play, or do you wing it like you did?
Not much. That song we played before. You fuck me, Moldy.
That was choice bar.
That's the thing. So honestly, there's fuck all effort put in, but the songs are catchy as shit. Honestly,
when we say there's not effort put in, so if we made up a song here before with you guys, we would record that and come back and put it into a. What the fuck?
What?
Sid's just pulled up an image of MC Hammer getting a blowy. Or
what was the other message? The other image?
Yeah, I saw definitely saw some sex.
I don't want to downplay ourselves about. So, keep going.
I think you do. I think you guys downplay how good it is because you go, simple songs that we just make up on the spot. Doesn't mean it's easy. I feel like it feels like you, especially, downplay how good the tunes actually are. We just wing it. We just start playing. We wing
Definitely
it.
agree.
We say the same thing over and over, and we wing it, so it's catchy.
The fact is, the songs are fucking pretty decent, man. Like, and they're catchy as shit.
Thank you.
Thanks. I think
you're welcome.
You're welcome. I've always written a lot of songs too.
Yeah, you've got heaps of songs in your head.
In notebooks and stuff around. So I think it's practice too. You just know what's going to rhyme and what's going to work well. Because it's not just songs. Like I'll just pick up a notebook and just write, I guess, short anecdotes or stories maybe. Some, not short, I guess short stories.
We jam a lot, not just the songs that we play, but like halfway through the jam, going through a set, we'll get bored and we'll just start playing random shit as well. So we do jam.
Covers or just fucking around?
Just fucking
around, man. Not bin lid style either.
No.
So I think we're just in sync with each other at this point in time.
But at the same time, none of the songs stay like we just played before with Fuck Me Multi. We'll be like, oh yeah, okay, that's actually a pretty good song. We'll actually make it. And then we'll go through and be like, oh, how can we make it better?
Yeah.
And it won't stay like that. But it definitely comes pretty easy.
Well, you were barking for additional lyrics in rehearsal for that song because it's such an impromptu song.
Yeah. Joey Jones never fucked my multi. Joey Jones never fucked my multi.
Even 97 is it?
Yeah.
97. Dude, that song
that we played last time.
Did that take you long to write? Because that song, it's stuck in your head. Like, was it a big thing for you to write? Was it simple?
I think that would start much like Fuck Me Multi. Like we just, I don't know. Did we record that?
We did. Multi today.
Is it somewhere recorded?
97.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck Me Multi.
We recorded the second version, not the first one.
Because if this bit gets put into the actual podcast, we'll to splice it in. Yeah,
it'll be.
So that was just like a muck around of how we would do something. So we would start off like that, generally for a song, and muck around with, okay, that sounds okay. What worked well? What didn't work well? What do we put in? What went for too long? What didn't go for too long?
Yeah,
and then because that was all just one. Was it? We went to G A C D, right?
G E.
G E. Yeah, G E
C D.
Do you hear them as catchy tunes when you're writing them, or is it later on when other people are singing along very easily? Or
for me, we leave band practice and I'll be singing what we're playing in my head.
Yeah.
So you know at that
and
point
you know
that you've got something that the people are going to fucking sing along to or clap along to. You know.
Yeah, there's definitely been a couple of times where we've played songs and then we've gone, oh, that's a good song, but that doesn't quite suit us. And we just went on to something else.
Well,
scrapping tunes is pretty easy for you guys. Like you're happy to just fucking throw
something doesn't
away.
work. It doesn't work.
If something sucks.
Will you work on it again later on, or is it something that just doesn't work?
We spoke about last time that nothing gets thrown away. I think nothing. If
Bob and his girl. That's probably really the only thing that's been thrown away.
It's been thrown away. Yeah, that was in the first album. Bob and his girl. We never played that live.
It's about two oldies who rob an RSL.
Right.
Yeah. But like you wrote a couple of songs to come and to show to us, and and we played a couple of times, and we were like, it's a cool song, but we're like, doesn't really suit like what we've been playing or what's going to be on the album. Or
the single that we're doing next month, that was something that I wrote by myself.
Don't let him pretty it up.
Recorded. No, I won't let him pretty much.
Don't let him fancy it up.
Recorded by myself at the studio at home, and then showed these guys. I'm like, they're like, yep, that's the single.
So
that wasn't. Mostly, it's a collective effort.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones where it's like, yep, that's the single.
I mean,
so you knew at that point this song is going to fucking be catchy. This is a song that people will know who we are. And
there's parts in songs that I know that this is the part we sing along, that people sing along to. Because then in my head, I'm like, hey, that's where Gibbo and Mason come in.
I mean, Shit to Do is the best. When the band sings Shit to Do, that in my opinion, that's your best song. It's my favourite song, I should say.
Yeah, a lot of people like that song.
It's just great.
I like how you say that too, because when we show people our songs, there's a few people that say Shit to Do. Shit to Do would probably be up there with the most popular, but there's a lot of people that have very different favourite songs from Bin Lids, which is I think is a fucking really good thing.
Means you're not a one-song band, which is good. I mean, I'm going to say two words here that I don't like saying about music. You guys have very Australian song themes.
It's very ochre, yeah, for sure.
Super that's the idea, though.
But is there anything that you won't do? Like, is there any lyrics that you won't do for fear of being like too bogan?
Heaps.
We've got one song.
Because you guys, I hate the bogan culture.
Yeah.
Bogan, revhead, knobheads. I don't like them. But you guys,
that's the thing about the bin lids is that it might seem like it's appealing to that audience, but we're not about that. It's looking at Australian culture through a lens. You're taking a step back and saying we're fucking stupid. But this
like
is
a
ridiculous.
piss take, right?
It's a piss take.
Yeah,
so a song that we need to record, it'll be on next EP or whatever.
You guys walk a fine line of like taking the piss out of bogan culture without being bogan.
Yeah.
But that's what we tried to do as well. Yeah.
Well, one of the songs is Karen got pissed at the Christmas party.
It's not Karen
but
anymore,
that's what I mean. It was originally Karen got pissed at the Christmas party, but then this whole Karen thing came out about COVID, so we're like, well, we have to change that name because that's too...
What's another good old lady then?
Susan. We changed it to Susan. Susan got pissed at the Christmas party.
That's fair.
It's about,
I love your
there's always somebody at the Christmas party gets more pissed than everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what the song's about.
It's normally Tracy.
You call it Jay.
Tracy's a good name too. I've got an auntie Tracy, but she's a sweetheart.
Tracy got pissed at the Christmas party.
Auntie Tracy's
that was
cookies
very
got
very
me
similar
fucked
to
up.
what the chorus actually is.
Have you heard the song before?
I wrote it.
All I thought of is Auntie Tracy's cookies got me fucked up.
So what's the kind of shit that you won't go near?
Easy.
Well,
Low
I
blows.
was going to say about low blows.
You don't want to punch down.
Easy cheap shots.
You don't want to go anywhere because you don't want to go anywhere. Just
you don't want to be harshly targeting.
Yeah, targeting individuals. You don't want to target individuals. We're targeting culture.
Personal attack.
Yeah, we're not trying to personally attack people. What are you smiling about?
Oh, we had a conversation today about this very similar thing.
Yeah.
You know the Witches?
Here we go.
You know the Witches? Remember Roald Dahl?
The Witches,
the author, you know? And then the movie came out back in the day.
You know Anne Hathaway?
So there's a new movie called The Witches, which is a remake of the original The Witches.
I've seen that with Anne Hathaway in it.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, so
Anne Hathaway.
Lenny's, if anyone can see in the video version, Lenny is upset about the fact that Anne Hathaway had to apologise to...
I'm not upset.
He's upset.
I think it's a slippery slope.
Anne Hathaway last week apologised to the limb. What are they called?
Limb deficient.
Limb deficient or limb differented.
So long story short, she's got prosthetic hands in this movie, right?
Yeah.
And The trailer, I haven't seen it. I didn't read it, but the trailer came out for the movie, and she's got prosthetic hands, and apparently
she's got 3 claws. Right? When she's a witch in the movie, she has 3 claws.
Yeah,
and it looks like she has these hands that are made into 3 fingers, and they're claw-ish, and you know.
So this is a make believe movie
about witches
with fake prosthetics
and boys who turn into mice
and people acting. Yeah. This is not a real thing.
And so people are upset about.
And one person went on Twitter apparently and said, "This reminds me of my hand because I'm missing some fingers or some shit like that." Yeah. Which sucks. That's terrible.
Sucks for her. Fucking oath it does. It's terrible for her.
If you've lost something, that is shit. Mm-hmm. But
you can't ruin it for everyone else. Just because you lost your fucking fingers doesn't mean that everyone else can't find it funny.
At the risk, I think my theory is, if any group or if any movie or if any band or if any whatever goes, let's intentionally attack and harass a certain group of people, they're cunts. Yeah. Don't ever go out of your way to be a cunt to someone because you're a cunt. But
that's the way at the moment. Like, you can't say
all it takes
much.
All it takes is a prosthetic hand and one person to jump on the internet and go, well, I've only got 3 fingers, so this offends me.
But what's it's not... It's just the way that they've made the character.
I'll show you.
Just have claws, isn't it?
We'll put it up on the screen.
Long story short...
Sid's going to put it up on the screen. Anne Hathaway is wearing makeup or gloves or whatever. So that make her hands look like she has 3 fingers and that they're gloves, as you can see there, right?
So she has since had to go on record and say,
I apologise
to anyone from the limb fucking deficient community. I didn't mean to offend this. Yeah. What she should have said was,
I'm sure that she's apologising for playing an amputee, which is pretty fucking stupid considering the fact that she is not playing an amputee. She's playing a witch, but she's apologising to amputees for the fact that she looks similar to how an amputee appears. The point is, man, apologising for things that 1 or 2 people are offended about. I get it that you apologise for hurting someone's feelings as you do it as a polite person. Like, that's what you do. But when you're making a joke about whatever...
And as you said, never punch down. Never go out of your way to harass or put down.
Yeah, don't go out of your way. But there's also a thing as well. You can't try and claim ignorance on something too. So there's some things that you definitely know. If I do this, people will not like it. And if you know that people don't like it, then don't do it.
Exactly.
Then don't fucking do it.
But there's a line there though, because people don't like the word cunt, but I'll say it every day.
Well, that's just the word.
Choose your audience.
This is about and there's a massive conversation at the moment, and it come out. And we're fucking going real deep now. But with the state of origin last week, and they didn't sing the national anthem. All right.
Yeah.
Didn't they do it?
Well, they did end up doing it because of the words "young" and "free." That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
They weren't going
all change the date for Australia Day. If it means so much to so many people, and it's just one day, you can give that public holiday to any other fucking day of the year. You can do that.
Exactly.
If it means so much to so many people, why not change it? Why not change those 2 words in the national anthem so it includes our whole country? Mm-hmm. Why not do that? That's like, if it offends 1 or 2 people, that's not 1 or 2 people. That just seems like they're not targeting people by singing the national anthem. Yeah. They're not trying to target somebody. But if it upsets that many people, or not just upsets, like if it makes that many people think about how much shit's happened to them, just fucking change it so people get along.
My argument's similar.
That seems a little bit different. She could have come out and said, look, I didn't mean to offend. If I did, I'm sorry.
Yeah, apologies.
You guys are fucking big footy fans, right? You go to the Knights games quite a bit, right? Well,
you both goes more than me. Yeah.
The point is, you go to the game and you're subjected to sitting there for fucking 3 minutes while they sing the national anthem. Some chick sings it for fucking...
Some idiot at in some musical that no one gives a fuck about.
I get it. I understand why there's the whole respect thing there. I get that. But as a spectator, as a fan of football or wherever the fuck I am, I don't give a fuck about the national anthem. I don't want to sit there and sing a song about my country. Yeah. I want to sit there and watch my team beat Manly or fucking whatever. Yeah. I could not give a fuck about the patriotism of where I'm from. I could not care less. It's retarded.
And this is
that's off topic. What?
Are
we going off topic?
It's not though.
It's not though
because it's like the online hysteria about this.
Yes.
It's the same as the online hysteria. Oh, they're not playing the anthem.
Exactly.
I'm never watching rugby league again.
Those fucking spastics are just as bad. Oh, fucking. Honestly, it's just as bad, man. Like, they carry on. They're not going to play the anthem. I'm not going to watch football.
My favourite argument
why?
of all time.
Why are you going to miss out on a game of footy because you're not going to hear a song that you don't like normally played before it? Who gives a fuck?
The argument
But they give a fuck because
when you have
it's
a birthday
their side.
party,
Their
make
side
sit around
gives a
and
fuck.
sing the national anthem for a birthday because we're all gathered here today. So let's everyone sing around and sit around and sing the national anthem.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favourite argument that I love doing because no one ever has a response is when the Australia Day thing comes up.
Yeah.
Oh, they just got to get over it. It was years ago. Right, well, let's cancel Anzac Day then. Well, no, our people died.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's the whole thing is someone, there's a comedian that says a joke about that.
These dumb old bogans go, just get over it, Aboriginals, because it's only Australia Day.
With the Black Lives Matter movement, it's like that slavery happened a couple hundred years ago. 9/11, never forget.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the fucking dumbest argument ever.
The Australian one's the biggest one for me. Oh, it's Australia Day. Forget what happened. Let's move on. Right, let's cancel Anzac Day.
What?
You cannot cancel Anzac Day.
Fucking ISIS. What?
Yeah.
What?
White people died on Anzac Day.
Yeah.
What about all
It's the most contradictory argument ever. It's the dumbest, most retarded fucking shit.
No, you're still saying retarded.
Oh, yeah, but they know who they are.
But to like the thing of like people getting upset about not having the national anthem, like when the major audience at home watching it, 90% of them wouldn't go, oh, the national anthem's about to come on at the footy. Let's all sit down, be quiet, and sing it.
They're doing the anthem. Let's run in.
James,
that doesn't happen. You're still cooking dinner. You still
the anthem's on.
Yeah.
Hey, put that durry out. The anthem's on. Shut up. Let's go in and listen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
I mean, people at the game don't care. They're making fucking noise during the anthem. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck. I was there in 1996 after the Port Arthur massacre. Newcastle versus Manly. Marathon Stadium. Biggest national tragedy we had when it comes to gun violence. There was a moment of silence at Marathon Stadium between Newcastle and Manly about, listen, everyone be quiet. We're going to remember the victims of Port Arthur. Biggest massacre ever. Man, there's people there.
Come on,
everyone's quiet. Go Newcastle!
Well, there was carry on last Wednesday at the Origin.
Yeah, and then the other side. That's
fucking shut the fuck up. Who cares?
But the thing is, though, the crowd, the online community, all those fucking bogans were just talking through the song. No one, they didn't realise it was a minute silence. They played the fucking what's it called? The last call? Last post?
Yeah.
Last call. Played the last post. Nothing else is said.
Yeah.
Apparently some dude started a fight in the crowd and the crowd started jeering at him.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden the internet's like, oh, bogans, hate the country. Fuck the bogans.
Yeah. What I think... Back to the original question of the stuff we write about.
Oh, yeah, back to that.
That's... That conversation, that's very similar grounds to what we do write about, because we write about like, Ocker culture, Australian culture. But we wouldn't write about anything...
You might be able to see the mic talk into it now, cunt.
About anything that would try to...
And that's my thing. I'll be the first to admit that
Unless I feel very strongly passionate about it. Like that song that I played before, which was the Just A song. That's a little bit political, I suppose.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Did you bring an extra shirt? It's getting cold. Well, can I have it? Because
I've got an extra shirt.
I want to wear mine.
I'll be the first one to say that I say terrible things in exclusive crowds. I never go out to piss someone off.
Yeah.
And never go out to like attack someone.
Yeah.
But like something like that movie where someone on the opposite side of the world goes, oh, it looks like a bit of a weird hand, and I've got a weird hand. I better make sure the world knows.
Are we still talking about this?
No,
I was gone for like 20 minutes. He's still talking about Ian Hathaway having to apologise about prosthetic arms.
But I'll tell you what, when it comes to more realistic shit, when people like Ben Shapiro...
You say one thing all day and it's pissing on me.
Yeah.
People like that who have a different opinion to what the general public believe,
Yep.
Do you think it's fair that if they don't agree with what everyone else is saying, that we then just cancel them, shut them up, we deplatform them, they're not allowed on Twitter, not allowed on YouTube, not allowed on anywhere? Is that fair? Just because they don't agree with what the general consensus does?
Unless if they're inciting violence or inciting somebody or trying to incite hate crimes, then yes, we should deplatform people. But people like Ben Shapiro, he's not trying to my knowledge, he hasn't incited violence. No. He said a lot of things that make people upset. He said a lot of things that kind of piss me off too, but I wouldn't
just more of an example,
I like listening to the dude. Well, like Alex Jones, we've talked about him heaps, but he's been deplatformed. He's had a lot of
Do you think that was fair for Google to fuck him off from YouTube and that, all because of the Sandy Hook thing? Or?
I think it's stupid what he said. He should just be regarded as an idiot.
Exactly.
They shouldn't have taken him off. Exactly.
So I think, and he apologised since then. So why not? Why can't he come back? We let people who rape and murder go to jail and do their time, and they come out and they're now reformed or whatever. But people on social media, comedians or commentators who say something that is totally against the grain, they are then they're deplatformed. They lose their job. They lose the whole fucking thing. Hey,
banished.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, is that a fair fucking way to treat these guys, or is there another way to do it?
Yeah.
Sticky fingers.
What they do?
Well, they're still banished from Triple J.
What for?
Even though they got played in the Hottest 100.
Yeah.
What for?
What's that? I missed the whole thing.
Oh, because they were...
Who's that?
Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
Sticky Fingers.
A band from Sydney.
What
So allegedly they were... So the singer was a prick to some women in a pub. Mm. If that's the case, he's a cunt.
Yeah.
But he's still in a band.
I like it that we were actually advised to say allegedly from now on and not just say, oh, he raped her. It's good. But and you used it. I'm proud of you.
Did he? Is that what he did?
No, we were told to use the word allegedly.
They also played shows with this band called Dispossessed.
Yeah.
That were like a all indigenous metal band.
Yeah.
And they were like pretty aggressive too, like to anyone around them. They were aggressive. And they played a show with Sticky Fingers. And Sticky Fingers were like drunk after their set.
Yeah.
And because they were carrying on at the back of the room during this set, they were racist. They hated indigenous.
Yeah.
They were against the plight of these indigenous people.
Yeah.
Because they were shit-faced at the back of the room.
Okay.
And it's like...
Yeah.
You can...
Allegedly, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
But my argument is, you can...
Are they then unpatriotic or whatever? Like, are they then against the country or whatever the fuck?
Well, it's like you and I said today. You can go, oh...
They've been deplatformed. Triple J don't play them anymore.
Yeah.
But they did a stadium tour around Australia this year and they sold out.
Yeah, they sold out every ticket.
So, I don't know.
But the thing is, again, it's internet fucking... Carry on.
The problem is, when does it come down to the individual's responsibility? Yeah, I can say whatever I want on this show, and it's up to whoever the fuck's listening to
the problem is
take that.
I don't want to
however
listen
the
to
fuck
this
they
person.
take that exactly. Like it's.
But the problem is, if you say something shit, I support it. Clearly, if you say something that I disagree with, but I'm on the same show as you, I'm pro what you said. Sid's pro what you said. They're all pro what you said because they're in the same room as you.
Yeah.
There is no room. There's just no... Apparently, adults can't disagree but still be friends.
Yeah.
And that's my drama. Like, I can sit here and say,
the problem is going against what the general consensus says is...
What we spoke about this. We spoke about today, like, Joe Biden's a bit of a creep. Oh, so you're pro-Trump, are you?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, no. I can think one thing, and that doesn't mean that someone is racist.
Yeah. I was saying this. We had a similar conversation on the way in, actually, about the Trump and Biden thing, and I was saying I don't. What did you say that you were talking about? What Trump said about his daughter, Mason?
Yeah. Oh, if she wasn't his daughter, he'd be with her.
Yeah. And I said, I don't believe anything that left media say about Trump, because what I've perceived of him doesn't seem like a person I want to have a beer with. Doesn't seem like one person I would vote for if I was in his country. But I don't believe what the left media say about him, because it sounds like it's very overdone, isn't it?
My argument is
very overdone. It's scarily overdone, because it sounds, in Australia, to us, it seems like no one would ever want to vote for this idiot. He sounds like he's the worst person in the world. But obviously over there it's not like that, man, because almost half the country, almost half their fucking country, which is what, 250 million, 260 million people?
Yeah, they got like 400 million people
but it's
in that country. It's fucking
Democrats
insane.
or Republican, though. You're one or the other, and you're going to vote for anyway.
I mean, so many people voted for him. So, but to us, to our country, it seems like everyone's like,
the problem
Trump's
is,
an idiot, but it's not like
dude,
that.
The problem is they vote for the team. That's the issue. They're not voting for that person or what they stand for. Anything
voting
like
for
that.
the
I'm a Republican.
Exactly, man. It's all about my team winning. There is no genuine, real fucking conviction to what they're saying. It's all about my team will win this, so I believe what my team believes. Yeah. It's fucking stupid. There is no individuality in what these cunts are voting for. It's all about my team.
What about
my issue is if you
tribal
if you question one side, you're automatically a supporter of the
other. And that's a massive issue as well.
Oh, Joe Biden's a bit weird. Oh, you love Trump, do you? Yeah. Not at all. Not in the slightest. But that does because I don't like him doesn't mean some other cunt's perfect.
I'll tell you what, man. One of the biggest arguments out there, which I am both sides of, is the whole.
This will be good.
Remember the gay cake?
No.
The gay cake, the baker that wouldn't bake the cake for the gay couple. Yeah. Look, that's fucked up, and he just should. However, I don't believe that he should be forced to bake a cake for people who he doesn't agree with. His personal beliefs don't agree with that. When we happily allow others to do what they want when their beliefs come into play.
If you're anti-gay, you're an absolute flog.
Exactly. However,
but your business should not be forced to do anything.
Exactly. I mean, so and that's a fucking tricky one, because it's if you say, well, he shouldn't make that cake, then you are definitely a fucking homophobe. But if you
you're
say
a cockhead. If you're a homophobe, you're a cockhead. But there's no rule that says you need to do what someone else asks you to do. And whatever your reasoning is to not do it, as long as you're not attacking them, as long as you're not hurting them, it's probably upsets their feelings to not make a cake for them. But you're not getting at them, you're not punching them, you're not fucking stabbing them, you're just saying no.
So
you're a flogger for doing it, but it shouldn't be illegal.
So they shouldn't be forced to make anything for people that they don't believe in.
Is they saying like, I missed that because I was trying to open a beer.
So there was
a baker in the United States who
refused to make a cake
for a gay couple because his religious beliefs were like, I don't believe in gays, that they're evil and whatever else. And so he's like, I'm not going to make this cake. He got sued to the point where he had to make the cake, or he had paid money for something.
Was it a wedding cake? Was that what it was?
A wedding, or
it was a wedding cake.
Okay.
So he got asked,
or a sodomy cake. I don't know.
He got asked to do the wedding cake, and he said, "No, I don't support gay marriage."
Joke's on him, man. Well, do you know joke's not on him, because he's going to go through his whole life thinking he's right, and then when he dies, nothing's going to happen.
No, and I agree.
So so he's not even going to find out he's wrong.
But
my point is, though, do you think that this bloke should be forced?
I don't know that. That's the
joke's on you. You're about to go your whole life without finding out you're wrong at the end.
But do you think a man like him, who has a personal belief in something, should be forced to act in a way contrary to his beliefs?
I think it's a cake, and you should just fucking make it.
It's just a fucking cake.
For me, it is. You shouldn't have.
Why is this cunt still here?
You shouldn't have to make it, but you're a flog for not doing it. That's the
fucking oath. Yeah, for sure. You're an absolute cunt for not doing it. But the point is,
you shouldn't be forced to do it.
Just go down the road, man. When there's someone down there that's not a flog, who'll make a cake for you. And that old mate make his flog cakes for his flog mates.
Exactly, man. Those two dudes who walked in were like, hey, can you make my cake? And he's like, no, well... Okay, well, I'll
go somewhere else, or someone else makes a cake.
Walk up the fucking road and make a decision, cunt. Don't.
I imagine it sucks being told no because of who.
It'd be fucked. It'd be fucked.
It's that shit, and I could never. None of us here could understand it. But at the same time, that dude should not, like, no one should be forced to do anything, but you're allowed to call. And here's the thing. Oh, what happened to freedom of speech? He said no to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech exists. Yeah. You're not free from being called a fucking cockhead if you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, we got onto the topic of Trump in the car because Mason asked what would you rather? No, what was it? You have to have sex with 2 girls with a cumulative age of 100.
Yeah.
And which one?
Better than fucking 30, like
Didn't we do that?
Yeah.
No, we did
No,
30. So this one's, you can't get incriminated on this one.
Better to do earlier too,
Yeah.
Mason.
So you
Yeah,
said,
but 30's harder.
Yeah, it is hard.
I'm
Heaps harder.
I'm harder just thinking about it.
That gets cut. That's getting cut.
Oh, by the way, the dude that introed you guys before was going to say, "Oh, I've been legally obliged to say that this band won't fuck your kids," and I went, "Jane's a teacher." Say fingy and then say fucking punch your dog.
There's so many other things you could say.
He didn't say it.
No, he didn't say that.
No,
either.
no.
He's a dud.
He said something that was
He was a dud. That cunt.
funny and
So what was your answer on 2 = 100?
75-25.
I said 80-20.
I'd go 60-40. Oh, you want a young one?
Yeah, you want one.
Exactly.
Righto, 85-15.
Shit.
I like the first game.
You've just won Nightrain Radio.
I like the first game.
You're the winner.
The first game was better when I had 2-15s. I was over them. Back on this cunt though. Like the thing is, there's no you're not allowed to say even a remotely decent thing without the internet going absolutely ballistic about it.
and that's the issue, man.
Oh,
Like the fact
It
is,
is stupid, man. It's like capitalism gone mad. You've got one of the richest dudes on Wall Street, and then he's all of a sudden in charge of a country. It's ridiculous because it's like everything that everyone's always kind of known that the rich and powerful run the world and they get to say everything.
If ever there's
And
a
now
fucking prime
all
example.
of a sudden, some guy who's got nothing to do with politics comes through and goes, "I want to run the world." And everyone's like, "Okay, yeah, I reckon you should run the world. And here you go, you can run the world." And that's what happened.
But the best
And
part
it's exactly what happened.
the voters are such
Vote for
dumb
Kanye.
cunts too. Though.
oh, they're the fucking
Like,
worst.
all he says is, "No, I'm doing this for him." The best part is, there's videos that his party released that showed riots and fires and people dying from an illness. This is Joe Biden's America. This is what you're voting in. Cunt, you filmed this in Trump's America.
Yeah.
This is what you want to keep? You literally got this footage to say what you don't want in your reign.
did you see there was,
He's so
there was footage of
orange.
the Amish going down the streets with Trump flags?
No.
They love Trump.
No.
It was like the horse and carriages were going down the street and then they were all flying Trump flags.
They would have mailed in votes, surely.
Yeah.
So they're
They'll get
fraudulent.
counted early.
They're fraudulent.
The whole mail-in thing's fucking retarded, though. Have you seen that? It's
Fuck,
fucking.
you so retarded, what?
Oh, I love it, but it's fucking stupid. Seriously, apparently the only way that they're not counted is if some cunt actually dies after they've sent their fucking postway vote, and then it's void in some states. That's
What
it.
if they post it and then they die?
Exactly.
It's not counted.
In some states.
Well, they're claiming
In
it's
other
fraudulent.
states, it's still valid.
But the best part is,
Well, isn't 100,000 people getting diagnosed with COVID a
you've
day?
got-
Man, that's not a
you-
bad
you-
response saying, "Hey, look,
Exactly.
some of these motherfuckers should probably be dead, right?
You've got
Because
his-
I haven't looked after this situation very well."
you've got
so
his-
half of these people that voted, they're probably dead.
you've got his party going, there's no way all the mail-in votes are for Biden. Well, you said COVID's fake. You said don't vote mail. You said go out in public. So I reckon all your voters did that. I reckon Biden's voters went, we'll stay home,
Yeah.
we'll vote mail.
Yeah.
And then when the votes come in, I wonder why all fucking the mail votes are Biden.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fuck either of them, honestly. I wouldn't root Trump or Biden. I'd give Kamala a bit of a fucking
I'd let Trump
mouth root.
I'd let Trump fuck me.
I
and
think
then
that
sue
Trump
about
is
a
a
year
lot,
later.
but Trump is a lot less scary than some people. Like Trump comes out of a Wall Street and
He's just
very
a
corrupt and stuff like.
he's just a dumb old puppet cunt. Like anyone who's president. is a
Surely
puppet.
he's not as scary as someone like Bush, who comes from generations of rich
Don't
people
you
from a
ever,
secret
ever,
society.
Ever say anyone is worse than Trump because that means you're pro-Trump and you're pro.
Are you racist? Are you racist?
Do you hate women? Do you
there's not-
support?
Wow,
Do you support
wow.
grabbing them by the pussy?
Wow.
Would you bake a cake?
There's an old comedy special And it's this comedian goes, one day we're going to have a really bad president. Everyone's going, hey, this is really bad. But remember this guy? And show a picture of George W. Bush. I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck, remember this guy?
That's the thing, like, Biden's shit.
Yeah.
They're two choices.
Like, Trump's pretty shit, man, but he didn't orchestrate an attack on his own country.
They're both of, like, no one's voting independent. Both of their options were shit. But you can't say that Biden's shit without being told that you're a mad Trump lover who wants to fucking suck Trump's dick and you hate racism. You love racism.
Go easy.
You can't.
The same thing happened with the BLM protests. Like obviously some of them got out of hand where there's a fair bit of violence.
Maybe you don't burn stuff down. Racist.
Exactly. So,
well, no.
In the parts where there were places that were fucking absolutely destroyed, if you said anything about it, it was no. You're racist.
You'd burn a building down too if you were repressed. Maybe.
And I get it. I completely understand. Like anyone that was cranky around that point about the George Floyd thing and all that shit, I fucking get it. But the contradiction is again fucking retarded.
It's huge.
Sorry, Down syndrome.
I guess that thing they wanted reform, and the rioting and the protesting was something to get the attention, and then it just got out of control. At the start, I thought that was a good one.
That was good. What was that?
At the start, I thought it was like, oh yeah, these guys are fucking making a difference rioting in the streets, and then it was like, okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then people are losing their businesses and stuff. And it's like, these people aren't looking for reform; they're just being dickheads.
Oh yeah. Oh Hey, they ruined that guy's business, but they've been oppressed. But that guy didn't do it. That dude's guitar shop you just burnt down. He didn't oppress you.
Yeah, that's right. Stop making funny noises.
Do you know a hidden talent of mine? I'm really good at arm farts.
Prove it.
I hope you accidentally burp and then spew on yourself.
Fucking hell.
But like, I could do.
Fucking Christ almighty.
I can do like.
Wait, I'll get my headphones on.
Oh, yeah, you
So
got
like
to hear it.
that's pretty standard, but I can also do like real squeaky ones like.
Oh, it's the best. Fuck me.
I used to get in so much trouble at school for this.
They still like your farts, Jaden.
they're all like, nothing's going to go wrong with that one. Nice and dry.
That's an arse tearer.
Yeah. Like, show us one you should be worried about.
That's stopped real quick because that's hit the end.
Now what we should do is we should challenge Gibbo. We should wait. Where's Jay gone? We should wait till he gets back.
No, leave him out there.
Okay. What we should do is give situations, and you have to do the fart that matches the situation.
Oh, okay. So, you've been called up to just do a mathematical equation on the board
In school? Yeah. Your mate has, or you have?
No, you have been.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's got a bit long, the squeaky one.
Sorry. You had, say, baked beans for breakfast.
Yeah.
I got a scenario.
I
got a scenario for you. So
Hang on.
So Jay,
Hang on.
Yeah, vent it back in. So Gibbo's really good at arm farts. So we're giving him situations that he has to make the sound for. So what situation would this sound?
I got it. I'm sorry, Mrs. Brown. We did all we could, but we couldn't save your son.
Anyway. Is that crying uncontrollably?
Yeah, because she'd be trembling. It's perfect.
Yeah, you nailed it, mate. Go.
You're on an interview with your stepbrother, and you need to do a fart and you think it's going to be a silent one.
Okay. In interview.
Like in Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. It's just a plot to the interviews in Step Brothers. Yeah.
Okay. And you think it's going to be a silent one?
Yeah. But it's not.
I don't know what to do.
Big squeak. All right.
Can I go? I'll go one. I'll go one.
All right, Mr. Gibbs.
You've just gone over to your girlfriend's house for the first time. You just met her. Your high school girlfriend.
And she's on the blows.
And the mum goes, "Oh, Jack, what did you think of my curry?" And you say, "Good, thanks, Mrs."
I don't know what to do with that one.
Do it, mate.
It would just be real wet, wouldn't it? I reckon that would almost be the same as like you go over to your girlfriend's house for the first time, or like you go on a date for the first time, and then you get back in the car after the date, and it's just let it out.
Mr. Gibson, as CEO, what can you bring to our company? Oh, and it's entertainment. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Father McCarthy, my arsehole's already pretty loose.
This song's about when you used to be able to go to the pub and have a good time. One more beer. It's Saturday nights, and I'm doing fine. Tell me what to do, I want to speak my mind. Don't wanna go home, I wanna stay here. Tell me what to do, I just want one more beer. And I wanna stay. One more bit, I wanna stay. One more bit, I wanna stay. Why can I stay? One more bit, I wanna stay. Why can I stay? One more bit, the pub's not shut. No, I'm still in line. Tell me what to do, I wanna speak my mind. Don't wanna go home, my body's all here. Tell me what to do, I just want one more beer. And I wanna stay.